Outsider, Kentucky being at full strength, they're going to wave that one off with a foul. Oscar has not been very active to this point, and they obviously need him to be a different player, right? And they need Xavier Wheeler. Now, perhaps Wheeler could be motivated to get back on the floor with such a big game coming up against Michigan State.
It could be, and he could be motivated by how well Cason Wallace has played and Antonio Reeves as well. But those are big monster games coming up.
And then a big question mark next to Toppin's name after tonight. Obviously, Cal will update after the game. Here's Livingston. And Ware with the push-off.
Tom Cal told his guys today that I want to take 25 threes in this game, and they're tracking that number. And this is the type of the game to try to figure out how many threes should we be taking. Are we a 25 to 30 3-point attempt team, or are we a 12 to 15? And Cal's had both here, and he's won both. But this is a really good shooting team that I think he's going to give more freedom to than maybe some of his past teams.
18 of their 48 attempts have come from behind the arc so far tonight.
Yeah.
Oscar erases a lot of mistakes, doesn't he?
Kentucky has been relentless with their defensive effort. They have not been perfect. They've had some breakdowns and allowed a couple of slips, and all those that come out sometimes with their hips opened up for drivers, but their relentless effort has really jumped out to me.
Hawkins draws a whistle.
Good news for Kentucky. Toppin high-stepping himself back to the scorer's table to check in.
Oh, that's great news. Chris Livingston commits his third personal foul.
Tommy, look at some of the great shooters that come through Kentucky over the years. C.J. Frederick's going to be mentioned in that group as well. Think about Deron Land, who 47% for his career here. Travis Ford, from way back, shot 44% for his career over a 3-year period. Devin Booker, Jamal Murray, C.J. Frederick will be right there with any of those guys when this season's over. I firmly believe it.
Oh, Toppin back. Frederick would have been the leading returning three-point shooter in the game last year, but didn't get on the floor because of the torn hamstring and the layup line in the Garden against Duke before the game.
Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I've never either. That was really uncommon.
Wallace.
Yes, he's strong. Again, he's a good athlete, but his strength really makes him special. Contact does not knock him off his path. That's unusual for a freshman guard.
Wow, and Yenso caught up to him. The reach got the block, and then given right back, and Howard will have a gimme on this end.
That recovery speed plus length that Onyenso throws at you will be hard to handle in this league. He can fix a lot of problems defensively as a freshman.
Interesting, in the first half, you were talking about the National Player of the Year coming back and how North Carolina won the national championship when they got their National Player of the Year back, even though he didn't win it again. Incumbent upon the rest of the players around you to improve. A star player can only do so much.
And I think Kentucky could be tracking that same path that North Carolina did back when Tyler Hansbrough returned as returning National Player of the Year. The pieces are here for Kentucky to be special this year.
Jimmy, have you noticed every time Elijah Hawkins, the ball leaves his hands, he ends up on the floor? He's like a human mop.
I have not. No, we haven't had a flop call so far in this game. And finally, they've listened to me over the last 2 years. No more flop warning. You flop, it's a Class B technical foul, as well it should be. The Rules Committee is very serious about getting a flop out of the game.
Cason Wallace with the triple. Try to pump fake the shot blocker, ended up missing. Livingston,
wow,
with a hand, pardon me, that was Reeves with a hand in his face. He's got 19 now.
He's 6'5", and C.J. Frederick is all of 6'4". Big guards that can make guarded shots. A real luxury for Kentucky and John Calipari this year. Jacob Toppin with his back to the basket in the mid-range, becoming a mid-range monster. Cason Wallace, release, rotation, result. Cats are rolling.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice, but everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
Man, we love our SEC family.
It's great passion, it's great tradition, it's a culture. The best thing in college football, period.
This game right here.
It's really good. It looks amazing. Today is the day. I'm back home.
Hey, can we get a replay on that?
Hi, William Shatner here. It's the Medicare annual enrollment period, and this year it's simple. 1, before the deadline, call the number below. 2, check your zip code for a Medicare Advantage plan with prescriptions, dental care, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. 3, you'll find out what you're eligible for. AEP has a deadline. Call now.
I called to find a plan that covers more of my dental expenses.
I call every year to make sure my doctor is still in my plan.
I called to find a plan with lower copays.
I called to see if my zip code has a plan with the benefit that adds money back to my Social Security check.
I call every year to make sure my plan's copays didn't go up.
Millions of people have called the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You should too. AEP has a deadline, so don't delay. Call now.
Call 1-800-821-6476. That's 1-800-821-6476 now.
Tom Hart with Jimmy Dykes, fourth-ranked Kentucky proving its mettle. And, Jimmy, they're shooting the lights out. How about the footwork?
Yeah, Antonio Reeves, watch, he steps inside the three-point line right there, but great shooters just have a feel for where that line is. And Antonio Reeves steps back and gets a nice pat on the backside by National Player of the Year Oscar Tshiebwe. Antonio Reeves is 5 out of 10 from the three-point line this game. Kentucky 9 out of 20. And I'm not sure they're going to shoot 50% as a team all season long, but they are a legitimate three-point shooting team this year with Frederick, Reeves, and Cason Wallace.
Yeah, and 40% of their attempts coming from three. That's not going to be normal, but it should be a higher percentage than it was last year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. They have better shooters.
Yep.
And again, this is without Oscar Tshiebwe, who you have to demand respect around the rim and try to shrink the floor on him. How do you shrink the floor on Kentucky this year around Tshiebwe and make him play in a crowd when he's got shooters he can spray it to on the outside?
Kellen Grady shot about 42% from three last year, knocked down 88 of them.
I tell you, Kentucky was favored by 26.
I heard that. Keep making bets like that, you're going to start eating hot dogs out of trash cans. Three ball from Settle. So
have you ever done that?
No, I know some people. As long as it's in the box and clean, trust me, I've run in bad crowds, Jimmy. What is it that has surprised you about this matchup tonight?
Well, I think Howard just got overwhelmed by the size of the game. Their jump shots didn't fall early and kind of affected their shot selection. And Kentucky's really darn good. I mean, even without the National Player of the Year and the guy that is a first-team all-conference point guard on the bench tonight, and Damian Collins, who's a freak athlete, the 8 that Cal has put on the floor tonight, they have all defended their tails off defensively so far in this game.
Was Cal right to be concerned about this matchup?
Yes, he was. Yes. Because you see the length, and this is a team that could end up in the NCAA tournament out of the MEAC. They've just missed shot after shot after shot. Kentucky's defense and recovering to threes has been a big part of it.
Howard has never beaten a top 25 team, 0-32 all time in a HBCU has only beaten a top 5 team once in college basketball history. That was first round of the 2012 NCAA tournament. Norfolk State knocked off number 3 Missouri that night.
We said at the top of the show, Coach Blakely was very confident. He told you and I today, Severe Wheeler and Oscar Sheep, he had the better team.
Their best player still struggling. Jordan Wood is 0 for 10. Stolen by Toppin right in front of Wood.
Boy, Toppin has been really alert as a defender in this game.
From a coaching standpoint, let me ask you about Jordan Wood for a second. What can a coach, how can help a player, and what can a player learn about a night like this, first time in this environment?
Well, you hope for Jordan Wood's sake that it's not a shot to his confidence, because that's where he has really struggled the first 2 years in that Howard uniform. And he cannot let this game knock him back for the rest of the year. Talking about this kid tucked away in the far corner, 24 in blue. Let it fly. There we go.
That's good to see.
Yeah, just you got to keep shooting. He shakes his head, but that's the only way, the only answer for him going forward is to trust the work that he put in. It didn't go his way tonight in Rupp Arena, but he's too good of a talent to get knocked back for the next 30 games.
They have plenty of opportunities. Yeah. Howard's got to run at like 5 games in 8 days or something.
They're like you.
Yeah, stay busy. You know what? Let's keep the mayhem going. Time to take a look now at our All-State mayhem moment. And this is the pinball game.
Yeah, well, it sets the tone for Kentucky how they need to play this year. Cal talked about we have to outfight them tonight, and this is a great example on film of how you fight as a team. Everybody in a white jersey involved in the scrum, not afraid of the contact, and they finish it off with a nice shot fake and a release by C.J. Frederick. That's just a winning play. That's a winning team effort that Cal will be very pleased with.
Duquesne Friday night, right here at Rupp on the SEC Network, and then Michigan State the next week. Where do they need to be to get a win against Michigan State?
They got to be at full strength, yeah, I would think. Yeah, Tom Izzo's club has struggled a little bit for their standard in the Big Ten. I believe they're 10-10 in the Big Ten over the last 2 years, right at 500. Not the typical Michigan State teams that we've seen. But you got Gonzaga not too far after that, and you're going to have all your horses. Oscar Shibwe versus Drew Timme, and what could be a National Player of the Year head-to-head race early will be special.
November 20th on the road in Spokane. There's a corner 3 from Livingston. Are you doing that game? Are you going to Spokane?
I am. All the way to Spokane.
That is going to be a monster matchup.
And then straight from Spokane to Atlantis. There's not a direct flight, by the way.
No, but beautiful waterfalls.
Yeah, there is.
Have that going for you.
Once you're there, it's all worth it.
I was wide open.
Tom, Kentucky has now 9 turnovers in the game. But, man, they have really moved that ball and gotten great look after great look after great look. And how fast they pass the ball. Lazy passes won't end up with a good shooting team overall. Great shooting teams are terrific at fast passing the ball, and Kentucky has been that tonight.
Frederick trying to fight through the screen.
Careful.
Are you saying that to me or to Chris Livingston?
To the world. I got ran smooth over one night at an Alabama-Arkansas game. Headset came off. I ended up on my backside. Sounded like a bomb went off. And I've learned from that point on, anything coming my direction, I might run.
Did you get the call at least? Did you draw the charge?
Nothing. No, nothing.
Probably Tony Green working that game.
Next Alabama game they presented me with a catcher's mask and a chest protector and shin guards.
Here's Wallace. Wow, two-hand flush with the easy drive. Happy birthday, Casey Wallace.
Middle third's been good at Kentucky tonight. And you're not going to mess around too much with that side defensive pressure of Howard, and they have punished this Howard team from the MEAC in the middle part of the floor. Absolutely punished. Boy, Toppin taking that matchup personally. Defensively, he took it personal, as you should.
Livingston has it sent back. Talon Lewis is on the floor for Howard, transfer from USC. You got another transfer, Marcus Dockery's coming in from Maryland. They're trying to get him eligible, didn't make the trip, but he could be a difference maker for this team in terms of offensive firepower. We've got a 90-56 game here where they've won 8 national championships. Let's get you a place where they're raising a banner tonight. Dari will give us a peek in down at Colonial Life Arena. Dari.
Yeah, Tom, right now you can see it on the right side of your screen. South Carolina handing out the national championship rings to the assistants, the staff, the players, all of it. You can see the whole thing right now over on SEC Network Plus. But during this timeout interrupt, let's get you out to Courtney Lyle and Carolyn Peck.
Number 10, Camila Cardoso. Number 0, Olivia Thompson. Number 1, Zaya Cook. Number 4, Aaliyah Boston. Number 12, Bree Beal. Number 15, Letitia Mihir.
All right, again, that ceremony going on right now over on SEC Network Plus. If you want more of it, at halftime of that game, which we've got for you coming up, we will bring more of this ring and banner championship ceremony to you. Tom and Jimmy?
All right, Dari, thanks. Leah Boston, National Player of the Year. And Raven Johnson back after missing her freshman season with a torn ACL. She'll be running the point for Don Staley's squad. Jason Wallace has been running the point tonight. Here's a look at Boston's accolades. Second title in school history last year, and they didn't waste much time on their way to 35 wins, setting a school record.
Well, they did not. Don Staley is building an absolute powerhouse there at South Carolina. I don't see it changing anytime soon with the recruiting that she's got going on as well. I mentioned Leah Boston is the most dominant player in the women's game, and she dominates on both ends of the floor, which is unique. Kentucky has dominated on both ends of the floor in this one as well. Their overall balance, like, no one has had a bad game for Kentucky. They've all done something really well. That balance has been special on opening night.
Frederick finds a bit lane and is able to finish and took a shot to the hip.
Man, that's a foul. He got smoked at the rim. A hard hit on that hip, and he's battled injuries at Iowa and last year with a hamstring. Right there. That's a defender jumping towards the shooter that doesn't get called.
Well, I'm sure CJ's just happy to be on the floor, right? I mean, great opportunity for him. I remember last year coming in for the first exhibition game. He had played here in high school in the high school tournament, but walking into Rupp for the first time last year, he got lost. And I found him in the back concourse, and I said, where are you trying to get? He said, I got to get on the floor.
Where's the floor?
I'm supposed to be out there warming up. Well, we both came in the back way, and he finally found his way to the floor. Shame that we didn't get to see him play in a Cats uniform last year. But he's making the most of his debut. Bam! Oh, my hammer topper.
You see why he could go from a role guy one year to a first-team All-SEC first-round pick, flirting with a lottery pick the next year. And he's got some special stuff with that 42-inch vertical, 43, 44. How high do I have to jump is really what he is.
He went 44 at the pro day, but when he was working out in the NBA combine, working out for NBA teams, he only went 42.5. And I said, well, what are we missing here? He said, well, I wasn't properly stretched. I think I could get 44 though.
That extra half inch if you stretch. Very impressive opening night, Tom, for Kentucky. And Howard felt really good about their game plan and the talent that they had, and catching Kentucky with 3 guys down, but not tonight.
Big Rame's son, Freedom at the free throw line. You missed it earlier. Pops made the trip in from London. We just finished filming Mission Impossible 8. You think 8 is about the right number for the Mission Impossible movies?
No, that's too good. You got to get to 10 or 11, right?
That's right.
Next few years.
I mean, if you're making money. Here's Ware. By the time that thing airs, there will be as many Mission Impossibles as Kentucky has national titles.
Yeah, there will be. He was also the voiceover work in Lilo and Stitch.
And he's got a new Garfield movie coming out, too, where he did the voiceover work. I don't think we can afford him. If he did his Arby's voice tonight, what would he have to say about Kentucky's performance?
They've got the meat. Kentucky does, man. They loaded up. He's the voice of that Arby's, right? Yeah. We've got the meats.
That's right. Kentucky able to empty the bench now. What a job by Cason Wallace. 7 of 11 shooting. 8 assists, just 2 turnovers.
I woke up this morning early to my phone ring, and it was Cal. Before I could even say hello, he started to ask me, how in the world can I win a game when I'm down National Player of the Year and a point guard and Damian Collins? I got 8 scholarship guys. Well, he's got 8 really good scholarship guys. That's what he's got. They played hard. They played together. The things that he emphasized in the scouting report at the Craft Center this afternoon, they brought to the floor. A really good start for John Calipari and his Cats.
Walker Horn is on the floor. His dad's Northern Kentucky team has a big one tonight. Here's Rames.
There we go. That deserved to go in because Pop flew all the way from another country to be here.
That's right. That's a long flight. Cats will be over in London for their Michigan game in December. Flight was worth it. Here's Brennan Canada for 3.
If you pass the ball right now, you're wrong. Trying to get a ball screen for Thiero to work off of.
Here's Horn. Pump fake. He passed it.
Again, if you pass it, you're wrong. He had a chance to snap one off, did he not?
He sure did.
He'll learn. He needs to talk to me about how to perform in the last 90 seconds of a game.
Pack your bag and
that's the only time I ever got to play. I'm an expert on the last 90 seconds of a game.
I thought you meant as a broadcaster.
No.
You should go interview Cal. You're not done working. In and out, and a follow tip is good. What a dominating performance by Kentucky tonight. They put 95 on the board. Cats shot 48% from 3. They got to Kane on Friday night, and now trying to catch up with Kansas. All-time wins in NCAA basketball. A lot to look forward to if you're a Kentucky fan. A lot of positive film for Cal.
Yeah, absolutely. The National Player of the Year didn't play tonight. It's a 20-15 guy. Kentucky is primed for a deep, deep run in March.
We'll get to the studio, Dari and the Pats, and shortly you will hear from John Calipari about this performance tonight. Kentucky dominates on opening night. Let's get to the studio. Here's Dari and the Pats.
All right, Tom, thank you very much. Exactly what you wanted, I would suspect, right, guys? If you are Kentucky, you got the young guys that contributed big time. Wallace, Reeves, the transfer, scoring big as well.
That's what I took out of it was Wallace had to go in, take care of business. He showed that he could score, gets on the glass. When you have rebounding guards, it's a big difference. And, of course, he distributed.
I love seeing Kentucky shoot 48% from the three-point line. Reeves going 6 for 12 himself.
Yeah.
This Kentucky team, they cause chaos. Got to take care of the ball a little bit better, but obviously when Xavier Wheeler gets back into the lineup, he does a great job of not turning it over.
Yeah, got to see, again, Wallace for the first time. Reeves in a Kentucky uniform on Yenso is going to be fun to watch.
They were aggressive.
Yeah.
They were. That's what I
Very
loved about
aggressive.
it. Reeves, aggressive. Livingston, diving on the floor. When you have an athlete with that type of hustle, he makes up for anything that's going out there. I saw an edge in this Kentucky team that we might not have seen in a while, okay? And that's the kind of aggressiveness. We know that they're going to have athletes in length, but that mentality, I saw it.
Yeah.
I like what I saw.
Good to see the youngsters. Good to see the youngsters. Again, it's a blend of old and new and transfers. It's a different era in college basketball. Cal's going to have his pick of the litter. We know that. Recruiting and from
Sure.
other programs around the country. And to see him come together, he likes to say we want to be at our best in March, right? We don't really care how we look early. They look pretty good early.
They look pretty good. And you know what? It's really good to see C.J. Frederick after being out all season with his hamstring tear in the warm-ups. I mean, I'd never heard of anything happen to the young fellow, but obviously he worked his butt off and he had 20 points tonight, shooting well. He's going to be an integral piece to this Kentucky team, especially when they're going to need to shoot the ball really well this year.
Let's get it back over to Rupp there. Jimmy Dykes with John Calipari.
Cal, you got to be pleased with that performance. Down 3 key guys. I thought defensively you were absolutely gold tonight.
And that's a good basketball team.
They are.
Their guard play, they're long, they're active, they force you down the side, they overload. The thing with us, if we make shots, we're like, okay. But, without post presence, without Oscar, where we can throw it in, or he can space the court and shoot. But Ugonna and Lance have played well, both of them. Chris was better today. Obviously, CJ and Antonio were good. Kaysen at points, pretty good. So now we know we have 2 really good point guards. And I thought Jacob was good. Here's the thing. When you rebound, you can miss shots.
Yeah.
If you defend, you can miss shots. You can't miss shots and then not rebound and play defense. Jacob today rebounded, played good defense. It was a great effort. Adu was fine. He and Chris going back and forth. They just have things they got to learn. You can't leave corners. Drives me nuts. And you're my practice.
Yeah.
Every day. Do we do that?
Yeah, every day.
And they just left the corners. But that's what young kids do.
Let me ask you this. Going forward, you got C.J. Frederick on one side of the floor, Antonio Reeves on the other. What does that do for you offensively?
Well, hard to play a zone, but when you have an Oscar, you can have, he's going to go grab all these balls we're not getting. And but I like it. I mean, Damian is flying in tonight, so he has an option of staying at my house or being at the lodge with the guys. Where do you think he's going?
He's going to the lodge, Coach.
Yeah. I'm out. Now, if I was out of town, it was just he and Ellen. Yeah, he'd be at my house. But he's coming in. He's going to be here 3 or 4 days. The funeral's this weekend. And it's been hard now. I'm telling you, all of us. It happened here, and he and his dad, Ben, they're like brothers. And, he was here the night before. Ben was in the gym with his son for an hour and a half.
Wow.
Went home. It's midnight. Talked to his wife. And the good Lord said, it's your time. And let me say, it's nothing Ben did, and it's nothing someone did to Ben.
How about that?
And so, it just, there's nothing you can say to help grieving, parents or grieving young people like that. But we're trying to do our best.
You have been fantastic, though, leading this program through a lot of adversity for the state of Kentucky. I know your leadership is going to mean a lot to him, so I appreciate you sharing that with us. Good start, Coach. Good start.
Thanks. Appreciate it, Jimmy.
All right.
All right, from Lexington to Columbia, South Carolina, Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck, they have the call of South Carolina's opener, national championship number 2 a year ago, trying to defend that. And we will at halftime have that pregame championship ceremony for you. All right, Courtney and Carolyn now.
It is not unfinished business any longer. South Carolina has captured its second national championship. Tears of triumph in 2022.
The road to repeat starts right now. There is a new banner in the rafters at Colonial Life Arena. This is where the national champions play. South Carolina, the top team in the nation for the second time. 2 national championships, and they are on the road for a third. Their opener tonight against East Tennessee State here in Columbia. Let's go! We are back and could not be more thrilled. Courtney Lyle alongside national championship winning head coach Carolyn Peck. Last time we saw the South Carolina team, they were winning it all. They were finishing at number 1, and guess what? They start the season at number 1.
Well, and how did they do it? They were so dominant defensively. They had great players both inside and out. I talked to Dawn Staley this morning at shoot-around. She said, I think that this year's team has the potential to be better than last year's team.
Wow, that's a statement. Hey, it helps, too, when you have the National Player of the Year in Aaliyah Boston returning.
Aaliyah Boston is, as Dawn Staley says, already pro-ready. Remember last season, she had 30 double-doubles. She showed the variety of ways that she could make an impact on the floor, whether it be in the paint, on the defensive end, and oh yes, stretch the offense by knocking down the three-point shot. She is the most dominant player in college basketball.
And she is ready to get even better with her game. How scary is that if you're not South Carolina? Even more scary, the fact that she has 3 other returning starters, including Victoria Saxton coming back.
Victoria Saxton was one player that Dawn Staley was worried about having to replace this season because she is a tremendous shot blocker. She is relentless on the boards. And Victoria Saxton made the decision to come back for her 5th year, work on her game, get ready for that next level of the WNBA. So she's going to make a major impact this season.
Feels like basketball season. Feels like South Carolina when Sam Storm is rocking. Fans got here early to make sure they saw the pregame ceremony, dropping the banner and giving these players their national championship rings. Carolyn, what are you most excited to see tonight about South Carolina?
Well, I'm watching that point guard spot. Now, remember, Destiny Henderson was the point guard for the South Carolina Gamecocks national championship team. A player I've been excited to see is Raven Johnson. Remember, she tore her ACL last season in the starting lineup for the first time today.
Number 25 in white for South Carolina, and she immediately gets the basketball. It's been a long road to get her back, but she was fired up before this game to take the floor.
You see, ETSU knows that they're outmatched with size. They're going to pack it inside for South Carolina to take those perimeter shots.
How about that extra effort, though, from Sarah Thompson to get the rebound? She's number 23 in that Navy jersey for ETSU. East Tennessee State located in Johnson City, Tennessee. Giselle Thomas with the first shot. And on the glass, Courtney Moore able to benefit from a rebound. Here goes Raven Johnson trying to run this offense for South Carolina. She'll take the 3 off the front of the iron. And out of bounds off of ETSU. South Carolina starting 5. You might know some of these names. As we said, the only change, Raven Johnson. And there's the shot from Zia Cook.
Zia Cook, since she has attended South Carolina, she has started every game. This is the 101st game in the starting lineup for Cook.
Here's ETSU's starting 5, and there's going to be some new faces in the starting lineup for the Buccaneers. They have 9 new players and a new head coach.
A new head coach that didn't sign to come with ETSU until August.
Courtney Moore, she can shoot the basketball, an all-conference third-team selection last season for ETSU.
ETSU at shoot-around today. Yes, they're coming into the arena of the #1 ranked team in the country. They worked hard. They brought great energy. Look, they've got great confidence.
So does Bree Beal. Look at that shot.
Watch out now. Bree Beal, throughout her career, has been all about defense, right? She knocking down jumpers. Total package.
Uh-oh. This is Jalea Rufus Milner, number 14, gives it up to Giselle Thomas. Thomas is going to be one of the top players for ETSU this season, transferred in from Temple, and this will stay with the Bucks. Yeah, Brenda Mock-Brown, you mentioned it, Carolyn, taking this job, named head coach on August 8th. So tomorrow is her 3-month anniversary of being their head coach.
When you take over as a head coach, you usually think it's at a time where you could bring in your own players. No, Coach Mock, she inherited this whole team and her whole staff. She was the newest piece added to this program.
Raven Johnson will take the basketball for South Carolina and set things back up, directing traffic. The 3, and it's off. Well, you said it, Carolyn. Dawn Staley has said this team has the potential to be even better than last year. Why is that? What do you see?
Well, in bringing back the experience that she has, and she's looked at some key areas she wanted to see improvement in. One was moving the basketball, increase the assists. She also wants to shoot the ball better from the 3 and a better overall field goal percentage.
Giselle Thomas creating, working down low against Bree Beal.
Let me tell you, ETSU, they're picked 6th in the SoCon. They're going to surprise some people this year.
South Carolina's taking a lot of outside shots early in this one, and that goes out of bounds. It'll stay with the Gamecocks.
Giselle Thomas had 29 points in their last exhibition game. This is a player that really, she's slippery. She can find her way, get inside the defense and finish inside. And watching her in shoot around, Coach Mock said 3-point shooting's not really her strength. She was lighting it up this morning.
Yeah, maybe becoming her strength. Maybe that's something she's working on. We do know, we talked to her. She was thrilled to be at ETSU. Felt like it was a really good fit for her. Isaiah Cook on the baseline.
Well, Giselle Thomas, she's played at FIU. She also then transferred to Temple. So she's had 3 different head coaches. And she
started at High Point.
Well, right. So 4. And she says Brenda Mock is her favorite of all the coaches that she has played for.
Yeah, it's been the best fit for her. Thomas into some traffic in the trees against South Carolina. Bree Beal looking to go coast to coast. It'll be a blocking foul on Sarah Thompson. South Carolina has brought in Kiera Fletcher, the transfer from Georgia Tech. Now, she's been limited in the preseason camp, working back from that injury she suffered last season. But they feel like they're going to use her and also Raven Johnson at the point.
Well, what Don had really anticipated was having Raven Johnson have the ability to play behind Destiny Henderson last year. And when she tore her ACL, kind of set her back. But the thing that Dawn said she loves about Raven Johnson is she plays hard, she plays fast. And when you have a point guard that pushes in transition and she's fearless, it's easier to pull him back than to push him out there.
Yeah, it's been almost a year since Raven Johnson tore her ACL. That was November 12th against South Dakota last season. Came in as the #1 point guard. She was the #2 overall player, the Naismith High School Player of the Year. Aaliyah Boston, the National Player of the Year.
I like that quick move. She sized it up and then made a quick decision to attack the basket.
Can you believe she's a senior?
No. I really can't. And, you know, she has that COVID year. She could come back. but Dawn Staley said she has come to terms of she's ready. She's pro-ready. She's got all the tools. She's ready to play in this summer ball of the WNBA. She has the total package. I said, well, what if Aaliyah says she wants to come back? And Dawn was quick to say, oh, I'll take her.
Yeah, she's not going to say no. Look at the accolades of Aaliyah Boston. We couldn't fit them all on a graphic, so it's been impressive what she has done coming into the South Carolina program.
I wonder if Dawn Staley reserved extra room for another statue. You know, she has Asia Wilson already outside.
Ooh. And so Nia Fagan is going to be called on that foul for South Carolina. Look, we weren't really sure what kind of ETSU team we were going to get because there's so many new pieces and we haven't seen them play yet. But we've already seen they're going to be a scrappy, tough team.
Well, they bring great energy, and Coach Mock coaches with such joy, and the players play that way. They were excited coming in to shoot around. She said they bring that energy every day, and we talked to Jackie Alexander, Coach Mock's assistant, who said that energy was brought from Brenda Mock. Coach Mock brought energy and excitement.
Wow, that was Bree Beal on defense and then feeding it down the floor to Fagan.
Look at the activity of the post rotating defensively.
Corner is open. Journey McDaniel can't knock it down, and out comes Fletcher. Cook waiting in the corner. Fletcher's going to take the paint high up off the window.
Just the experience at that point guard spot. You talked about what she did at Georgia Tech. Just the confidence now to step into a program where a team has just won a national championship.
7 straight points. Gamecocks trying to add to it. Zaya Cook up ahead, misses. Fletcher got it back, and she's fouled.
This is what champions are built on. It's the defense. That creates offense. Off and running, the Gamecocks. But the horses are out of the barn.
See yourself in Sevierville, Tennessee. Your Smokies start here.
So?
The new iPhone 14 Pro. It's amazing.
Yep, the camera is incredible. And you'll get our best deal.
Nice. But everyone should get it.
Everyone can get it.
Every new customer.
And every existing customer.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Every iPhone.
Okay, my work here is done. Everyone gets the best deal on every iPhone.
Best one yet.
Everyone gets AT&T's best deals on every iPhone, including up to $800 off iPhone 14 Pro.
Are you coming for my job?
The challenges of repeating as national champions comes with so many challenges. One is you got to get up every day and prepare like you've never won a national championship. And that's the hardest thing to do once you've won.
South Carolina is trying to do just that. Courtney Lyle, Carolyn Peck with you. And what's something that Dawn Staley has said numerous times is that every player on this team went through the summer and got better.
Well, when she sees that kind of hunger, that helps her to answer the question about coming hungry. You got to get up and accept that challenge that you're going after another national championship. You know, when it's something that you've never had before, you have that hunger. But now that it's easy for some to be complacent, and Dawn Staley said she doesn't see that from this team. The hunger and desire to repeat it's there for the Gamecocks.
And maybe they feel it a little more tonight because pregame, before this game got underway, they dropped that national championship banner, the second in South Carolina women's basketball history. They handed out those national championship rings. What a way to start the season.
What an exciting time. This is the first time the players have seen it. I asked Dawn if she had seen it, what they look like. She said, actually, we haven't seen it. They kept that a secret all day long, and you saw in the box not only the national championship ring, but the SEC tournament or the SEC regular season championship ring they got as well.
South Carolina on a 7-0 run against ETSU. Sanaya Fagan, the putback. Number 20, somebody to watch this season,
Oh,
Pat?
absolutely. Sanaya Fagan, Dawn Staley said she's the best post player that she has. And I looked at her and I was like, well, you have Aaliyah Boston.
Yeah.
She said.
If you don't know.
Right? I'm like, okay, wait a minute. But no, she said just the natural, raw ability. Sanaya Fagan has it.
That's number 20 in white, Sanaya Fagan for South Carolina.
Yeah, right. Fagan started coming along last season of late, getting more time, more minutes, more experience.
Fletcher for 3. South Carolina 1 for 6 from behind the arc to start this game. Still on a 9-0 run.
Yeah, Destiny Henderson was one last season that could answer that question of knocking down the three-point shot. The question this season is who is going to be that consistent three-point shooter for South Carolina?
Journey McDaniel on the miss for ETSU. This is Talasia Cooper, one of the 2 freshmen that South Carolina added. Back the other way, Giselle Thomas misses a layup. Cooper looking inside to Fagan. She's got her, kicks it right back out. Another 3 taken, and this one will drop in for Talasia Cooper, who was the number 18 overall recruit in this year's class.
Well, I believe that ETSU and Coach Mock, look, in watching South Carolina, you're not going to be able to outsize, outmatch the Gamecocks inside, so you got to force the perimeter shot. But I think that this is an area, once the Gamecocks start seeing that ball go through the hoop, a few more, the confidence is going to build.
Bree Beal steps into it. On the boards, Camila Cardoso up and in. And ETSU is going to call timeout. South Carolina on a 14-0 run.
Well, South Carolina is a very willing team to move, share the basketball. And listen, if I'm a perimeter player, I'm pulling the trigger. I'm going to shoot the basketball because I know I got size inside that's going to be able to get those offensive rebounds.
Well, this is just opening day. I want to remind you, our Sunday afternoon women's basketball doubleheader. Florida hosts UNC Asheville at 2 Eastern. And then number 16, LSU, welcoming in Western Carolina at the PMAC in Baton Rouge, 4 Eastern, 3 Central, both games here on the SEC Network and the ESPN app. Look, LSU's going to be interesting. Year 2 under Kim Mulkey, and the pieces that she's added, that's exciting too.
Well, Kim Mulkey is a coach that likes to have a strong inside presence, and she got exactly that with Angel Reese transferring in from Maryland. She also has LaDasia Williams, who had started here at South Carolina before transferring to Missouri. Now she's at LSU, and you couple that with guard play of Alexis Morris, and they got a freshman, Flau'jae Johnson. She is a special guard to watch.
And a rapper.
Oh, yeah, she's talented.
Yeah. Rapped at their Go Madness event. And there's a traveling violation on ETSU. South Carolina on a 14-0 run.
Look at you getting in on the rap music.
You know, I do some really good research, and this was fun this week, looking at all the SEC teams.
We'll check out what's on your Spotify.
A lot of Elton John. Raven Johnson back in the game to run point. We've seen both her and Kiera Fletcher take over the ball handling duties. Obviously, Destiny Henderson on to the WNBA.
Sanaya Fagan was pointing, saying, I wanted it higher. Don Staley said, no, when the ball comes to you, big girl, you go get it wherever it is.
ATSU working this motion. Thomas with a lane for a second to the basket, and Camila Cardoso comes over. She'll be whistled on the foul.
You know, for the Buccaneers to be able to be on the same page, connected in this motion spread offense, I like their spacing, I like their timing. They are getting opportunities, and again, this is a system that wasn't put in until August.
And we'd mentioned all the players that are coming back that are familiar with the system, or with South Carolina's system on their side. Look at the new faces that South Carolina has added. So you've got all that experience, plus 2 really talented freshmen and then a grad transfer.
I cannot wait to see Ashlyn Watkins. This is a player that in the Powerade dunk contest, she won it. She's only the 3rd female to have done that. Candace Parker did it. Fran Belibi from Stanford did it, and now Ashlyn Watkins.
Raven Johnson, get it.
I thought it would be just a matter of time before Raven Johnson settled into the game. She is a scoring point guard. Now she's a pass first, but look at that defense.
She's got that defense. She's got the steal, lays it up and in. Pretty. Carolyn, I remember you told me you were recruiting her. How cool was it to watch her in high school, Raven Johnson?
Look, I knew we had no shot of signing Raven Johnson. I just went to her high school just to watch her play. She was that entertaining. Remember, Raven Johnson was the first female to play on the Iverson's boys team in the summer.
Johnson surveying the field, back to Zaya Cook. Give it right back to your shooter. Raven Johnson knows it.
But Raven just hit a shot, right? But unselfish, and she's like, let me get Zaya Cook turned up. So she makes that pass to number 1, and Cook pays it off.
Rufus Milner kicks it over to Vananda. Cook snuck up ahead, and she is fouled by Aaliyah Vananda.
But you see that pass from Raven Johnson? She's at 3/4 court over in front of Dawn Staley. With one hand off the bounce, makes that pass down the court.
It's the vision. And Aaliyah Boston was talking to us about that pregame. She said she sees the floor so well.
And as a post player, you love it.
Yeah.
Because you got a point guard that's going to find you. If you run the floor, she's going to pay you up.
So Dawn Staley makes some substitutions here. Zaya Cook at the free throw line. 12.8 seconds left here in the first quarter. It is a 22.
Their season opener, Caleb Love, a preseason All-ACC first-team vote. 7 minutes and counting. We will see you back from Chapel Hill with more after this.
Watch ACC football all season on ACC Network with Xfinity.
Sherry Beasley backed their big spending schemes that ruined our economy and caused soul-crushing inflation, destroying retirement savings. Sherry Beasley wants more job-killing taxes, more spending that'll give us more inflation, taking away what you work so hard for. Things would only get worse with Beasley because there'd be no one to stop them. We don't have to live like this if we stop Sherry Beasley. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
We are out here, ladies and gentlemen.
This is where everybody's tuning in. Let's go, man. It's football time.
So many unbelievable memories.
Well, it's all eyes on the conference today.
This place is going to be lit.
Let's go. I'm getting juiced up.
We're going to be right here all day long. Nowhere more electric.
It's a touchdown.
Big response for the Cavaliers.
Zay Flowers was not going to be denied.
Of course, looking to the end zone. And a touchdown. Bottom line, we don't lose at home.
Good, let's go, let's go. Let's push it, attack, run, dunk it. Good, that's what I'm talking about.
The ACC is an older league this year. Your team is older and deep.
Yes, we are. And I love that. We have depth. We have guys that can come in and contribute and play at an extremely high level.
And the depth makes practices more competitive, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah, it does.
Attack! Attack! Gotta pick up the pace.
Who would you say are the most important players for Carolina to be the best they can be?
That's hard to answer. I don't think I can single out one person. You know, RJ, just how much he improved from sophomore to junior year. Armando and Leaky, we get a Brady Manick, and now we have a Pete Nance. Caleb, to me, is a first-round draft pick. I mean, his ability to defend any position, to be able to score off the bounce.
30 seconds left in this game. Love for three. Big-time shot.
Before the year, you put a picture of the Superdome in your player's locker to plant the seed.
I did. Prior to last year, you know, our guys hadn't experienced a win in the NCAA tournament. And so I wanted them to clearly understand the expectations, the confidence that I had in them with hard work and perseverance and resiliency, what could possibly happen. And I wanted them to see it from the start.
Anything similar this year?
Yeah, put the same thing. The NRG Stadium in Houston in their locker. Will we get there? I don't know. But let's be committed every day to see how good we can become, and we can feel good about that.
Second year for this Carolina team under head coach Hubert Davis as they get ready to take the court and take on UNC Wilmington. What are the expectations, Luke, for this team?
They need to have a championship mindset, and I expect that right from the jump. You bring back 4 starters. The season they had last year, the bullseye is huge on this team, #1 team in the country, so they have to be ready right from the jump.
Expectation national championship. It starts here tonight in the Dean Dome. They have to build on those habits that they already had and come out and show what they can do this year.
Yeah, this is the top team in the country for a reason. They got a real chance to cut the nets down this year.
The team that made it to the national championship last year, we'll see where the Tar Heels end, but this is where it is all going to start for this team this year. We will see you back at the half right now. We've got to send you out to Doug Sherman and Randolph Childress. Guys, enjoy the game.
Stats until he gets to 10 is the way I look at it. He's flourished in this, Hubert Davis system, getting the ball on the movement, playing on the perimeter a little bit more than he has in the past. He's just taken off, and I expect him to be right there again as player of the year.
Yeah, he and the other starters, R.J. Davis, Caleb Love, Leaky Black, they came together and said, let's run it back. And again, it's Baycott with so much prolific statistic evidence of what he has done here. The only thing left for these guys to do to win a national championship. Standing in their way on opening night, it's the reigning champions from the CAA. This is a team that is accustomed to winning. They won 27 times a year ago. Randolph, they come in here not to be the Washington Generals tonight. They expect to win.
They are coming in here to compete. They know how to win. They're coming off co-champions from last year. They know how to come back from behind. They led the country in double-digit deficits, come back to win. So I expect them to continue to come out tonight and play hard.
32 ACC regular season championships.
We are so glad you've joined us here after an off-season with so much news, both locally and around the country. The transfer portal had nearly 2,000 players go into it, and both of these teams have taken part in that. For North Carolina, most notably Pete Nance. He will be the man charged with taking that 5th starting spot, the former Northwestern Wildcat. What will he bring to this team, and how will he fit?
I think he fits in great. He slides right in statistically. He does everything great. You know, Brady Manick did a year ago. I think the biggest thing, his improvement, is I think he's the best passer on the team. And also, they're going to be better defensively with him in the lineup. So that's the one area Coach Hubert Davis had concerns about, was on the defensive end. I think he helped shore that up.
6'11", 230 pounds, Pete Nance. And the Dean Dome is jumping. Tar Heels come out in their familiar white with the Carolina blue and the Argyle down the side. UNCW, after making the 155-mile trek from Wilmington to Chapel Hill, come out in their navy blue with white lettering and teal trim. And we have the college basketball season underway, Randolph.
Can't wait. It's been a long time coming. We're sitting here watching the preseason #1 team in the country.
These Heels came back to run it back, and their quest for a national title is underway. Donovan Newby with the basketball to begin at the point for the Seahawks.
Seahawks like to do a lot of dribble drive, kicking the 3. They want to get paint touches. All else breaks down, they're going to run a ball screen.
This is Shaquem Phillips, preseason 2nd team All-ACC. He's got himself in a tough spot. Shot clock down to 5, and he is fouled by Caleb Love.
Veteran guy using his experience, getting in the paint, playing off 2 feet, shot fake, got Love off his feet. Just an experienced guard, good player, showing his level of experience and smarts here.
Yeah, you mentioned what head coach Takeo Siddle told us this morning at shoot-around. They got to get paint touches. He's most concerned with rebounding against this big front line and big team across the board from Carolina.
Well, the good thing is every team that Carolina plays is concerned about that when you're going against a Monty Baycott. And now with Pete Nance by his side, I think those 2 guys will be formidable on the glass.
Phillips, a senior from Winterville, North Carolina, wearing number 20 tonight instead of his customary number 2. And he's got the Seahawks on the board first. Now this familiar Carolina lineup. At least 4 of them you're familiar with, and if you're a Big Ten basketball fan or a college basketball fan, you're familiar with Pete Nance, younger brother of Larry Nance in the NBA. Of course, their father, Larry Sr., former NBA slam dunk champion. He is an interesting piece. It'll be interesting to see how Coach Davis and his staff integrates and uses Pete Nance on both ends of the floor.
I think it's a seamless exchange. He's going to come in and fit in perfectly with this group.
Well, statistically, Harden Hayes with a strong drive to the bucket. The North Dakota State transfer has the first field goal of the year.
They will not be afraid. This team is going to pick up 94 feet. They're going to attack the rim. Offensive foul on that. Push off. Extended his arm a little bit on the push off. See him there. Extended the arm a little bit. Ref caught him.
And there's Hubert Davis, the 52-year-old second-year head coach at his alma mater. Great player here for the Tar Heels back in the late 80s and early 90s. Long NBA career as well.
Seahawks want to keep the ball in the perimeter. A lot of dribble handoff and ball screens. When things break down, they're going to go right to a ball screen.
Tough shot, Phillips. Here comes R.J. Davis.
This is what Carolina's most dangerous in transition. They get from one end of the floor to the other as quickly as anyone in the country.
Well, it was interesting to see from freshman year to sophomore year how R.J. Davis and Caleb Love handled the backcourt. The progress that they made a year ago just opened everything up for this team.
Well, I thought R.J. Davis ascension as an elite point guard last year was at the head of the reason Carolina made that run, and their improvement from their freshman to sophomore year. And that's usually when you make that jump. You know, most freshmen come in, you don't get a full summer, but that second year, after your freshman year, you get the entire summer with the team, and most guys make a massive jump when they do that.
R.J. Davis playing tonight after missing the exhibition with a sprained right hand. 2 free throws good by Pete Nance. The Tar Heels on the board.
It's always tough when you play these games early because you're accustomed to bigger teams. When you're playing against these smaller lineups where all their guys play on the perimeter.
Amari Kelly, the Duquesne transfer, banks it in. 6-2 Wilmington.
We talked about it. They're going to be unafraid. They're going to pick them up 94 feet. Carolina has multiple ball handlers, so it shouldn't be a problem for them. I expect them to try to get Baycott touches in the post now.
Well, this is the first time in UNCW program history playing a #1 team in the country. They moved up to the Division I ranks in 1976. They have only once before defeated a ranked opponent, but off to a good start here tonight.
Well, we know there's no quit in that group there. They're going to come out and they're going to compete. They're going to do what they do. They're not going to change it no matter they're playing a #1 ranked team in the country or the 100th ranked team. They're just going to commit to play basketball the way their coach Sitter wants them to play.
Foul on Kelly, his first.
Expect Armando Baycott to touch the ball quite a bit tonight until Carolina settles down into their offense.
Baycott's turnaround well short, knocked out of bounds, back to the Seahawks.
Great defense there. You know, Victor had made Armando take a fadeaway jump shot. That's not what Armando, if you're a Carolina fan, you want him attacking the rim.
Good size, 6'8", 250. He's a grown man, a graduate transfer from Marist, who began his college career with a couple of years at Memphis.
He's the only guy on their roster that has the physical size to help give some resistance to Armando Baycott.
He sets a monster screen on Leaky Black to get White open for the bucket.
That seems to be their game plan early. They're going to attack Armando and put him in ball screens. Try to get him out of the paint.
4 of the 5 UNCW starters have scored 8-2 early. Caleb Love swishes home the 3.
It's a great sign if you're a Carolina fan. He's just so explosive of a scorer. I think he is as gifted a scorer as there is in this league. And if he's taking and making shots, Carolina's tough to beat.
Well, the offseason work he's done with famed NBA trainer Drew Hanlon has provided dividends. That's just part of what he has worked on to grow his game. Traveling violation.
Great defense there by Armando. Staying in front of the ball. Forced to travel there. They're going to pick on him early. You got to go at him and try to get fouls on him. You can't let a big guy like that just play on one end of the floor.
As expected, full court pressure by UNCW.
This is the way they play. They're going to do it for 40 minutes. Pick you up, turn you. Just milk time off the clock.
Davis off the curl, fouled on the shot. He'll shoot 2.
Good job by R.J. Davis, just coming off, getting to his spot, to his pull-up jump shot.
4 minutes in, we've got our first media timeout from the Dean Dome on opening night. The #1 team in the country getting a stiff test early by UNCW.
Stay tuned to get this free 5-piece Ultra Nonstick Bakeware set from Gotham Steel. Are you tired of pans that burn and lids that don't fit? Worse yet, they're a nightmare to clean. You need a new set, but prices are so high it's obscene. Well, now there's a brand new professional cookware set that's ultra durable and non-stick. These pans are super slick, and they can be yours for our lowest price ever. Introducing Gotham Steel, chef-tested cookware designed to make family meals with no sticking and easy cleanup every time. Gotham Steel is made with cast aluminum and coated with Tricerama, a fusion of ultra-durable titanium and super slick ceramic. This cookware comes with vented glass lids and is oven rated up to 500 degrees. So bake meals in the oven that come out perfect every time. Even use metal utensils with no scratching. Plus, the entire set is PFOA free and dishwasher safe. Other professional cookware sets can cost up to $400, but we have a factory direct deal for you. You can get the Gotham Steel 12-piece set not for $400 or even $300, but for just 5 easy payments of $49.99. But wait, order right now and we'll drop one payment. That's just 4 easy payments of $49.99. This is nonstick cookware that we know you'll love. That's why we're guaranteeing it for a full 10 years. We'll even include our self-draining fry basket, stainless steel steamer insert, and steamer rack. A $50 value absolutely free. And there's even more. As a special gift, you'll get our 5-piece Gotham Steel bakeware set. The fast, easy, ultra nonstick way to bake your favorite desserts. No grease or oil needed. Together, they're a $110 value. Yours free. That's an incredible 20-piece cookware set. Plus free shipping on your entire order. Call or click now.
Call 1-800-906-5412 or go to gothamset.com. Again, that's 1-800-906-5412 or order online at gothamset.com.
When you get a chip in your windshield, trust Safelite. This couple counts on their SUV as they travel for their small business. So when they got a chip in their windshield, they brought it to Safelite for a same-day in-shop repair. We repaired the chip right away, and with their insurance, it was no cost to them. Plus, to protect their glass, we installed new wipers too. That's service the way you need it.
Safelite Repair, Safelite Replace.
R.J. Davis and Caleb Love played their freshman year at the height of the pandemic, and they had spotty returns, to put it nicely. But their jump from freshman year to sophomore year, especially last year in the NCAA tournament when they both blossomed on a national stage, really was eye-opening.
You know what? Most freshmen at this level, they do struggle. And last year, Carolina had to decide which one of those two was their point guard. They had a tremendous summer. They came back. Both of those guys improved. And again, they led the way toward that team getting to the championship game a year ago. And I expect that to continue this year.
Yeah, and they both keep working on their games. Coach Davis says that R.J. Davis is so much better of a defender this year. He has focused in on watching lots of Jose Alvarado tape, the former Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket and ACC Player of the Year, or ACC First Teamer, now with the New Orleans Pelicans. And Caleb Love just keeps working on harnessing some of his great ability, not going 100 miles an hour at all times, changing speeds, and just becoming a better player all the way around.
If he slows down, his ability to make shots and just take good shots, he can become elite. I think he's a gifted scorer that comes naturally. I honestly believe that R.J. Davis is their best player. I think he's that talented and that good on both ends of the floor. I think he's the ringleader of the squad.
Foul on Bacot. Do you see a difference between Davis and Love when one has the ball and the other does not? Is one better with the ball or off the ball, or does it not matter? Just go with whoever's got the hot hand and whoever has the ball at that moment.
I think the work that Love has put in to do that this summer, I think he can do that well. I think now he's earned the right to develop into a player that can initiate offense and make decisions. But last year, R.J. Davis took a step, and I thought that he was more of the point guard. I think this year it's interchangeable, as they're going to need tonight against a team like the Seahawks that are pressing full court. So now they get multiple handlers out there on the floor, like here now.
Amari Thomas off the bench for the Seahawks misses a pair of free throws. Still 8-7 early at the Dean Dome on opening night.
Now the one thing this pressure does, look how far Armando's catching the ball off the post, and look, see what he's doing on the perimeter. No easy catches.
Nice find in the corner. Black left it short.
They're going to give that shot to Leaky Black. Draw a lot of attention into Armando Bacot, clog up the paint. He's going to have to knock down a few to get them to come out there.
5 minutes in. White crosses over Bacot. Pump fake, and he traveled.
This is the thing they're playing against these early games, that you have to switch everything, so your bigs have to guard on the perimeter. Armando Bacot's doing a great job right now moving his feet.
Over the course of his now 4-year career here in Chapel Hill, how has Armando at both ends of the floor become more comfortable away from the basket?
I think the credit to Coach Davis. With Coach Williams, as great as he was, you played with your back to the basket. Coach Davis' system, he's playing more open, getting free runs to the rim like that because he's playing on the perimeter. And that's giving him a free lane to go in and clean up the offensive glass. He's averaging nearly 5 a game.
I believe that's called a wedgie. And what that is is another rebound for Armando Bacot. If somebody gets the ball down for him, he can shoot the free throw. There we go.
Well, it'll be the first of many.
Foul on Thomas, sending Bacot, the senior from Richmond, Virginia, to the line, shooting 2. Coming up next, the Nothing But Net crew will break down all the ACC games, highlights, analysis, and sound from players and coaches right here on ACCN and the ESPN app. There's the preseason ACC Player of the Year, first team All-American. Bacot gets a pair, or 1 out of 2 from the line. He's All-American preseason along with Oscar Tshiebwe, Drew Timme, Trace Jackson Davis, and Marcus Sasser. And you wouldn't say he's the prohibitive favorite to win National Player of the Year, but he's certainly in the mix. And if the Tar Heels have the same type of success going deep into the NCAA tournament, having the chance to win an ACC title, you got to figure he's going to get his share of votes.
I think he'll be right there. There's a familiarity with the team. There's a confidence with this team now, having gone on a run they went a year ago. So I expect him to be right there in that Player of the Year, National Player of the Year candidate.
And as a college basketball fan, this really does feel like a throwback. The unity of this group coming back to run it back. Shot clock down to 5. Great defense. Leaky Black with the denial.
Being the preseason ACC Defensive Player of the Year candidate he is. Great defense, showing what he brings to the table with this team.
Dontrez Styles into the game.
Stayed down on the fake. 6'9" wingspan. It's difficult to get that shot off. Look like a little bit of touch there.
The Leaky says the 2 best things he has to defend with are his 7'3" wingspan and his IQ. And like in that case right there, Randolph, he understood with the shot clock down, the guy's going to have to shoot it. You can time that defensive block easier.
He's embraced that role, and with his length, his position flexibility, he just gives you so much on that end of the floor. Like right now, he's sliding to the 4 spot.
Newbie no. Skying for the rebound is Styles. Tar Heels with the ball for the first time with the lead.
Something we hadn't seen a lot of last year. If you're a Tar Heel fan, you hadn't seen Dontrez Styles and DeMarco Dunn early, as you've seen him so far this year. Armando again playing in space. Big fella showing you his moves on the perimeter. I think he's just going to get so much better. He's more comfortable in doing that. He wasn't asked to do that in the past. Facing you up, spin move. He was so accustomed to playing with his back to the basket. He adds that to his game consistently. He'll be unstoppable.
A 10-0 run for Carolina. Harvey on the pull-up. Can't quiet the crowd. Malik Harden-Hayes on the putback, though, puts everybody back in their seats.
There's no quitting this team. They're going to continue to come after Carolina. Great job. Contested shot. Just didn't secure the rebound.
Inside to Bacot. There's another spin. Didn't get the slam. Good defense to come away with the rebound by Victor Eno.
Going to put Armando on the ball screen. And things break down.
He cuts Phillips off, who brings the ball back out front with 10 on the shot clock.
Now they forced to switch.
Newbie with a clean look. He's got that shot in his arsenal.
Great shooter. He's a 39% three-point shooter. You don't want to give him that. I mean, that's pretty automatic. It was open. Styles made a huge mistake in helping on the strong side corner. You never want to give that up.
8 minutes in, UNCW back on top. Davis pulls from 3 and puts the Heels back in front.
He's just developed his three-point shot so consistent, so much better than he was from his freshman year. That's the part of his game that he made drastic improvement on a year ago. and he continued so far this year.
He's got a little flavor of his father, Robert Davis. His dad was a Division II legend at Mercy College, Dobbs Ferry, New York. Still the school's all-time leading scorer, 2,100 points.
Well, Dad has that bragging right on him.
Newby again. This time front rims it.
He's the guy for your Tar Heels. You got to get to him. You don't want to give him open looks.
Into Baycott and a foul on the entry pass. R.J. Davis off to a quick start to the new season for the #1 team in the country. The junior out of Stepinac High School in White Plains with 7 early points.
Since I was little, I wanted to be a part of a team.
Come here, buddy. Nice shots.
I've played just about every sport there is growing up. My mom's been there for me through every season.
We'll get him next time.
Mostly to keep me fueled and cheer me on. Thanks, Mom. Love you.
Love you too.
It took me a minute, but I finally found what I love. All thanks to her.
You're always there for them, and we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
And guys, hair game day is every day. Our training doesn't stop.
Do it again, run it again. Round face, straight hair.
Short on back and sides and long on top.
Nice work, Taylor.
Being a sport clip stylist takes a strong skill set.
Finger curls.
And strong fingers. Only the best make the cut.
That's Sport Clips.
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
I've worked at Food Lion for almost 20 years now.
Hey, Frank.
Morning, Sarah.
How's the family doing?
Oh, they're doing great.
Most of that time was spent bringing food in. But my favorite part, sending food out.
You don't know how much we appreciate this.
We donate fresh food to families in need before it ever goes to waste in any of our stores. And it's a job I enjoy doing, week after week.
Thank you.
Here to fill tables and hearts with hope. Food Lion Feeds, here for every moment.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. X-Chair has done it again with our groundbreaking Elemax technology, providing hours of infinite comfort no matter where in the world you're sitting. By synthesizing the universe's elements, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience, our mission is to help you discover that every workday can happen with body and mind in an out-of-this-world place of comfort and productivity. X-Chair is charting a new course, helping workers everywhere find comfort as their work worlds zoom back and forth. Even though your work reality may continue to shift, we've got our eye on the future of work, so you can focus on the present. At X-Chair, we're gazing ahead. And from where we sit, the future still feels good. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
Strike first. Look out, Sean Tucker. Touchdown, Syracuse.
Dean Smith said to Hubert Davis while recruiting him, "I don't know if you're ever going to be able to play here. I don't want to do this." Hubert's reply as a teenager, "You'll never know unless you give me a chance." And all Hubert did was score 1,600 points in Carolina blue and his 43.5% career. Three-point shooting remains the standard here at UNC. And oh, by the way, he led his alma mater to the brink of a national title last spring. He has done it all for a man who has bled Carolina blue his entire life.
Well, I think it's so underrated, the job that he did a year ago. I mean, coming in, replacing a legend and Coach Williams, and coming in and doing as good a job as you can imagine. And just an unbelievable guy, great shooter, even better person.
And his demeanor throughout everything, Randolph, is always top-notch.
Well, I think it's the reason everything turned around for the team a year ago. You know, he settled the storm, took all the pressure off these guys. And they responded, and they play well. They play hard for him.
Hubert's second year as head coach at his alma mater. Of course, he served a long apprenticeship under Roy Williams.
He did, but just a great job.
Well, think about the coaches he worked for and played for.
Right.
And he's taken it all with his personality and created something new that he can sustain here in Chapel Hill and call his own.
Well, he erased any doubt if he was the right guy for the job. Let's be honest, last year they started off a little suspect. There was some doubt.
R.J. Davis in and out.
But his poise and the way he handled himself, everyone knew immediately things would turn around, and everyone, that question is answered.
Tied at 15, just past the midpoint of the first half, here on opening night with the #1 team in the country.
One thing you didn't see a year ago as a freshman playing for Carolina, as you see it, Tyler Nichols playing right now. But you didn't see Armando Bacot on the floor, and that's what Pete Nance brings to this team: the ability to have Armando rest on the bench and play the 5 spot. They couldn't get away with that a year ago.
And you mentioned Tyler Nickel, he's number 24, another ESPN 100 recruit. 3-point try by DeMarco Dunn off the mark.
And credit to him, because Coach Davis doesn't play anybody unless you earn it. You're seeing DeMarco Dunn out there. He didn't play his freshman year as talented as he was because he didn't earn this freshman year, but he's out there playing now.
Well, Coach Davis said he's been stacking good practices, and so he's going to play.
Credit to him for responding.
Kazarian White, tough shot, didn't catch the iron. Nance with another rebound.
Coach Davis wants these guys to push tempo right now. Now, what's bothering Carolina in the half court is they're icing and they're down in all the ball screens.
R.J. Davis went down hard and is in pain as he gets back up and now goes back down to his knees.
I think he caught a knee on a spin move there. But that down in the ball screens is giving them some trouble right now. People don't know what I mean. They're pinning Carolina on the side. They're not letting them use the ball screen, and they can't reverse the ball. And it's forcing R.J. Davis to reject. Yeah, I think he collided knees right there. He started his spin move.
And landed on his hip. Remember, he missed the exhibition game with a sprained right hand as well.
And I used to do the same thing, too, when I turned the ball low. I'd fall down so my coach wouldn't yell at me. That's what you do, too. That's called a vet move right there.
Smart man.
Coach. So he's more worried about the injury. This pressure is bothering Carolina right now. They're getting up into these ball handlers, and they're pinning them to the side. And Carolina had handled this pressure, and that's a big concern of Hubert.
Fourth turnover. And the turnover by Love was compounded by him committing the foul on Shaquem Phillips.
Oh, no.
I guess they're saying it was on Phillips. So I stand corrected.
Wow.
So Caleb Love to the free throw line to shoot a 1-and-1. And out of the game goes Tyler Nickel. You remember the first time you took the floor at Wake Forest as a freshman? Could you catch your breath?
Wow. You're going to bring back some memories there. I just remember thinking that the first time I touched it, I was going to shoot it. That's the only thing I remember.
And that never changed.
It never changed. I just kept that philosophy every time I win the game. Helps with the jitters. Just get it over with. Just shoot it and get it over with. Got a 50-50 chance at making it.
And then what, 2,200 points later, you left Winston-Salem and went on to the NBA.
Hey, turned out well. It worked for me.
Sure did.
Right now, you're seeing another freshman on the floor playing. Seth Trimble, who's a really good on-ball defender.
Yeah, I never want to lose sight of the emotions for these freshmen playing their first games on the big stage. Nice job to get open by Phillips.
He's a really good mid-range shooter. Gets to his spots, plays off 2 feet. Armando's going to have to step up. He and Nance going to have to step up on that down ball screen action.
Trimble handles the point and the pressure into Bacot. Nance crashes the glass. Rebound Eric Vanderheiden, the former Ole Miss Rebel.
Seeing a little bit of frustration out of Carolina on the half-court offensive end.
Held ball. Possession arrow will give it to Carolina. We've got ourselves a good ball game on opening night. Tied at 17 here at the Dean Dome.
What you Gatorade, bro? Yes, sir.
though, as he continues to take it slow on his rehab from his second ACL surgery. He's back to practicing 5-on-5 full court. Looked good today. You've seen him in practice a couple of times, Randolph, but they are just not going to rush him back into the fold. But at some point, he's going to impact this Tar Heels team this year.
He definitely will. He's another 6'10" athletic big, but his ability to stretch the floor, shoots it really well. I don't think he definitely won't be a 4-year guy. I think once he gets healthy, I think with his skill set and size, I think he'll be off to the NBA pretty soon.
6 to shoot. Leaky Black pulls. Well short, and he commits the foul.
It's not the shot the Tar Heels want right there. Contested mid-range jump shot from Leaky Black, and doubles down and commits the foul.
So now the Heels as a team only 4 of 15. They've missed their last 6 shots from the floor.
Again, the way UNC Wilmington is defending them and keeping them out of the ball screens and really pushing them out, being real physical with Carolina right now. This is the end of the floor Carolina has to depend on right now. They want to get control of this game. The ball screen, they're going to put Armando in ball screens when things break down.
Eno gives it back to Phillips with under 5 to shoot. Phillips goes to the floor, and it's a shot clock violation. Right on cue, Randolph. You said UNC's got to pick it up at this end, and they do.
Coach Davis has challenged those guys. They need to rely on their defense. We know they're going to score points eventually. They're going to get some. They're going to get going and hit shots. They have to defend. Hang their hat on defense if they want to get back to anywhere remotely close to the level of play they played a year ago.
5th turnover forced by Carolina tonight. There you see the drought on the offensive end, though, for the Heels. 5.5 minutes and counting.
The pressure's bothering them. The one thing that, Wilmington also does is they change their pressure. That time they were in a 1-2-2. Sometimes they're in man.
Double team comes to Baycott, knocks it away momentarily. 5 to shoot. He finds Leak underneath. And Leaky, I should say, puts it in. Leaky Black with his first 2.
It's a really good underrated offensive rebounder. So he was running in thinking Armando Baycott was going to take the shot. Found himself with a dump off pass. Again, Armando's a really good passer. Wet spot on the floor there. Fortunately for Leaky Black, he didn't hurt himself. I think he slipped when he landed.
Wednesday, we'll have the men's soccer championship semifinals. 3rd-seeded Virginia takes on 2nd-seeded Syracuse at 5 Eastern. Then 8th-seeded Clemson, which upset Duke in the quarter, squares off against 4th-seeded Wake Forest at 7 Eastern. Both matches right here on ACCN and the ESPN app. The winners will meet in the championship match Sunday, noon Eastern on ESPNU.
They're in that 1-2 zone again, adding their pressure.
Pass deflected out of bounds by Malik Harden-Hayes. Carolina will keep.
And what this pressure does, they change the pressure, so what it does is it forces you to think about how you want to attack it. They attack you so many ways defensively. And right now, Carolina's unsure about how to attack.
Davis back into the game at the point. Starting unit on the floor for Carolina. Nance on the pull-up. This field goal made.
Yeah, this is where Brady Manick was so good for those guys a year ago, and I think this is where Pete Nance is going to step up too. Brady had the ability to step up and take and make shots like that, and they're going to need this experience right now as they're unsettled on offense.
Well, it's really interesting how similar their stats were a year ago. Nance at Northwestern and Manick here. But Coach Davis downplayed it. He said their greatest similarity is how seamless they both fit in as newcomers.
Well, when the talent around them allows you just to fit in, there's no pressure on either one of those guys coming in. And I think that's what helped them.
Leaky Black with another rebound. There are the stats from a year ago between Nance and Manick. You can't help but compare and contrast the two of them.
I think the biggest difference of the two is just Manick was he shot more three-point shots.
Another steal by Phillips. The Tar Heels' 4th turnover turns into 2 more Wilmington points.
That was Coach Davis's biggest concern with this group. It's just turning the basketball over. He wants to make UNC Wilmington play in the half court right now. They're getting stops and turnovers and getting out in transition.
That's a blocking foul on the North Dakota State transfer from Moorhead, Minnesota, Malik Harden-Hayes.
Coach Siddle was really impressed with him. Said he's a lot better offensively than he thought when he got him on campus. And watching his game, his ability to score, he thinks he'll be a major player, an elite athlete for those guys as well.
Yeah, says he's a big-time competitor and likens him to former Seahawk Jalen Sims. But he takes a seat after having picked up his second foul, and R.J. Davis to the free throw line.
And that's a concern Coach Siddle had, is just they're a deeper team, but the Pals eventually foul up with Carolina trying to pound it inside. He's got depth this year, you know, unlike years in the past, but this is more of a team, more versatility the way he wants to play. They're going to be a force in the CAA this year.
Now, Coach Siddle grew up in Eden, North Carolina. We tried to get him to say who he rooted for as a kid. He wouldn't tell us, but I'm guessing he had some Carolina blue in his closet at some point along the way.
Well, he wouldn't tell us that. And I don't blame him. He's not going to admit that. Being a state guy, I don't expect him to acknowledge that. He said he won't confirm nor deny.
Well, he played in this building a couple of times as a freshman and as a sophomore at Gardner-Webb. They lost both those games, but he did win in this building as an assistant coach to Kevin Keats with North Carolina State. And that is the story that he has shared pregame with his Seahawks to try and again get across the point that you can go into the Dean Dome and get a win.
You always want to put that, you know, in front of your players, let them know that that's possible. And he also has a player in Shaquem Phillips that has played against Carolina.
Caleb Love left it on the bottom of the rim, got his back, puts it up. Carolina with its biggest lead of the night.
He's just so explosive. He scores in so many ways. Didn't get the finish at the rim. Got the loose ball, shot the pull-up jump shot. Carolina's defense is picking up.
Kazarian White on the switch, shoots over Baycott, a little strong, and Nance grabs the defensive rebound. Love from deep.
Heat check. Those are the shots Coach Davis wants him to change. That's the tough, difficult shot there.
Tar Heels starting to find their rhythm, have opened up a 6-point lead.
Why do nearly 1 million businesses choose Stamps.com to mail and ship? Stamps.com is convenient. You get the services of the post office right on your computer. Stamps.com saves you money with great rates from USPS and UPS. Mail letters, ship packages, anytime, anywhere, for less. A lot less. Get our special TV offer, a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/TV and get started today.
Online personal styling. What's that?
That's Stitch Fix.
And how can you help me?
We do the shopping for you. You tell us your size, budget, and style.
Wait, is it a subscription?
Nope.
Style for me? For me? For me.
Always. We'll pick the clothes. You enjoy the great fit. Stitch Fix.
Show the world what it means to be an ACC fan at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed ACC fan gear anywhere. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
My dad was my hero. His trick to starting a fire was flint and steel. It was really cool back then. But my trick is even better. When we get a fire started, my kids think I'm a wizard. With our solo stove bonfire, we build fires so hot, the smoke virtually disappears. Whether they see me as a hero or a wizard, none of it matters. As long as I get to be their dad. Save $10 using promo code TV10 at solostove.com.
And Pitt gets a defensive touchdown.
Big response for the Cavaliers.
Zay Flowers was not going to be denied. Force looking for the end zone. And a touchdown. Bottom line, we don't lose at home.
We are out here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be right here all day long. Let's get it popping. Nowhere more electric.
Hey, feeling good, like I should. Got that sunshine on my Sunday bed.
With former Demon Deacon Randolph Childress, I'm Doug Sherman. Welcome back to the Deanie Smith Center. Carolina getting to the free throw line, and that's been a big part of how they have been able to open up the 6-point lead.
Neither team is shooting it great right now. I think both teams are defending well. I think Seahawks defense is throwing them off. They're throwing so many different things at Carolina. Full court pressure, half court pressure, pinning them on the side on ball screens. They're switching a lot. They're throwing a lot at Carolina, but this is the way they play. And it's taking Carolina a little time to figure out how they want to attack. I think the most surprising thing right now is that we're tied rebounding in basketball. That was something that Coach Sitter was really concerned about, and they actually have more offensive rebounds than Carolina. That's the biggest surprise.
Baycott makes the first. There's the reigning CAA Coach of the Year. K.O. Siddle, they went on to win the CBI the first time in this program's Division I history. They won a postseason tournament.
I think he has a heck of a future ahead of him, and I see him being a high major coach in the near future.
Yeah, he's just 36 years old. Still very close with Kevin Keats. He was a Keats assistant at UNCW, then again at NC State. They're in contact every day.
I think to notice is another offensive rebound right there again. Leaky Black just got his hand in there and knocked it away.
Davis get past Black. Thought he might have stepped out of bounds. Instead attacks and gets his shot blocked. Baycott comes up with it. Another rebound. Well, Moses Malone there. 2 rebounds, 2 points on the same possession.
Patting his offensive rebounding stats there.
Well, you don't get 13 rebounds a game.
No.
Without having a little finesse and style and smarts in there.
They're going to continue to attack him on this end of the floor, too. Put him in a lot of ball screens.
Kamari McGriff has come into the game for UNCW, number 21. He's a redshirt freshman from Tallahassee. 5 to shoot. Repeatedly, we've seen Phillips with the shot clock down, having to put up tough shots. He makes that one.
He wants to get to that right hand, but he is a really good mid-range shooter. That's his second mid-range jump shot today.
Senior out of Winterville, North Carolina, now with 8 points to lead the Seahawks.
Mondo got tangled up there. You don't want to see him limping. Looking to get the ball inside to Armando on the post.
McGriff now trying to keep the big man from getting into the basket. And a foul on the double team. And it goes against Shaquem Phillips. Saturday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern, the ACC Huddle crew will be in Syracuse, New York to get you set for another full day of football. We'll also have halftime shows and pre- and post-game shows throughout the day. At 6:30, get a complete wrap-up of the afternoon's games, and then they'll get you set for the prime-time matchup between Florida State and Syracuse on ACCN at 8 o'clock Eastern. It's all right here on ACC Network and the ESPN app.
Sure, you're cheering for your Orange, man.
Boy, they've lost 3 in a row.
They had. They started out the gate really, really strong.
See if their quarterback, Garrett Schaefer, can come back from injury. And yes, I will be watching. Your Deeks aren't so bad either.
No, my Deeks are really good. We're struggling right now as well. We've got the yips right now and turning the basketball over, but we'll respond against the Tar Heels this weekend.
Back into the game, number 0, Seth Trimble, 6'3", 192 pounds. Mentioned he's from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin, the younger brother of J.P. Tokoto, and he's got some of the same athletic genes J.P. has.
He's really athletic and really strong. I mean, great body for a freshman, and he has extra gear. He can really move. And this is the lineup that we talked about as well. They're playing him with R.J. Davis. Gives them more ball handling abilities. Slide R.J. off to 2. R.J. has 9 points. He's playing well right now. So
5 on the shot clock. Vanderheiden nearly loses it.
Turnover.
And he traveled. 8th turnover forced by the Tar Heels.
Now you can see how DeMarco Dunn and Seth Trimble got on the court this year. The ability to get out, fight over the screen, ability to switch. It's a really good athletic group Carolina has on the floor right now. The freshmen coming out.
Davis, Dunn, Nance, Baycott, and Love, the 5 on the floor for Carolina. Davis goes end-to-end for 2.
He has 11. He really has it going offensively. Rejected the ball screen, went in the lane, shot a floater.
Timeout called by Coach Siddle. We'll take it with him. Back in 30.
I'm Ted Budd, and I approve this message.
Joe Biden's disastrous economy is on the ballot by the name of Sherry Beasley. Biden's massive tax hike on working families, weak leadership, and reckless spending that made everything more expensive. Beasley backs it all. Biden made gas and groceries unaffordable, tanked your savings, and caused this recession. But Beasley won't change a thing. So if you're stretched thin and had enough, you definitely can't afford Sherry Beasley.
UNCW has played a good first 19 minutes here at the Dean Dome against the #1 team in the country, but Tar Heels starting to pull away a little bit. Coach Siddle wanted to make sure on this final possession of the half they get a good shot.
Yeah, I think he wanted to slow things down a little bit. Carolina stepped up the defense. This halftime is coming at a good time for those guys. Slow the troops down, settle them down a little bit. Try to get them down one good shot for the half. Judging by the group that's out there now, I think it'll be another ball screen. I think that their offensive game plan is to put Armando Baycott in ball screens. But they're going to take him out.
So now a small Carolina lineup again with Dunn and Trimble with the starting backcourt. Nance the only big out there. Final 23 seconds of the first half.
Nance gives them the ability that this late ball screen, when he runs up, I think they'll switch it with him. He's shown the ability to guard guards. He's done it in practice.
Phillips fouled by Trimble.
Freshman mistake there, letting Phillips get to his right hand. Non-shooting foul.
Five seconds left in the half.
Where they foul again or let him shoot.
Shaquem Phillips. Looked like Nance got a piece.
He did. The ability to switch by Nance stepping out. Great job defensively. Carolina in the last 5 minutes stepped it up the defensive end of the floor. Pushed the lead up to 11.
Halftime here on opening night at the Dean Dome with Carolina up by 11.
This week is your chance to try any Subway footlong for free. Like the Subway Series menu. Just buy any footlong in the app and get one free. Free monsters, free bosses, and a footlong for free. This guy loves a great offer. So let's see some hustle.
I'm the captain of the Pee Wee football team. We may be small, but we are mighty, annoying. And you are so tired from playing defense against us that your focus is about to ride the bench. Go, go, go. Thanks, Mom.
Bye.
Come on, come on. And if you have cut rate car insurance, then not even a Hail Mary will save you from paying for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me. Awesome.
Being the best takes hard work. It takes early mornings, planning, precision, sweat, sacrifice, and teamwork. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in their game. Old Dominion Freight Line, helping the world keep promises.
When you get a chip in your windshield, trust SafeLight. This couple was headed to the farmer's market. When they got a chip, they drove to SafeLight for a same-day repair. And with their insurance, it was no cost to them. That's service the way you need it.
SafeLight Repair, SafeLight Replace.
Come on! Zay Flowers was not going to be denied.
First looking for the end zone. And a touchdown.
Bottom line, we don't lose at home.
Hi, William Shatner here. It's the Medicare annual enrollment period, and this year, it's simple. 1, before the deadline, call the number below. 2, check your zip code for a Medicare Advantage plan with prescriptions, dental care, and the benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. 3, you'll find out what you're eligible for. AEP has a deadline. Call now.
I called to find
Alongside Luke Hancock, Carlos Boozer, and Joel Berry, I'm Kelsey Riggs. It is the Tar Heels with a 32-21 lead at the half. Guys, they got off to a little bit of a slow start. UNC Wilmington definitely battling early, but what did you see from the Tar Heels in the first half?
Well, I think you're right. It did take them a little bit to wake up. They had to get punched in the mouth a couple times to kind of get themselves energized and get them going. UNC has done a really good job of keeping Armando Bacot out of the paint. He's trying to get that deep post position, and they have done a really good job of getting to the free throw line. That's why they have the lead right now.
And I also think their defense has been terrific. They could tell this team has played together. They've been through some battles together.
Late, yeah.
I thought their defense was ahead of their offense. They turned Wilmington over 8 times in the first half, and that got them that lead they have.
Yeah, when you talk about defense, that's something that you can always do. And they've done a great job on the defensive end. What I want to see from the offensive end, they need to move the ball a little bit more. They only have 1 assist, and they have 11 turnovers. If they can clean that up a little bit and get the ball moving, Bacot be able to pass out of that double team, I think that'll get the offense flowing a little bit more.
You guys mentioned that UNC Wilmington has done a good job with Armando Bacot so far in the first half. Booze, who else needs to step up if they are having trouble on the inside?
Yeah, make some shots. I mean, I think RJ Davis is doing a great job of getting buckets right there. I still think that Love can get busy whenever he wants to. So for me, he's always the guy that can be a flamethrower for them, coming off when Bacot gets double teamed. So I like their backcourt.
You think about where all the spacing came from last year, right? Brady Manick, his ability to shoot the basketball, pull the other big away from the basket. I think you got to give Pete Nance a couple shots and get him more involved in the offense as well.
Yeah, I think so too. I just think that they have a little bit of jitters right now, and that's because of the expectations. That bullseye, exactly. So this is not a time to fold. Come rain or shine, you got to come together as a team and continue to build and learn from these moments.
8 points for Armando Bacot, 3 rebounds in the first half, and is North Carolina with the 32-21 lead at the break. But we've seen some great things from RJ Davis so far in the first half. 11 points for him. We've got much more live from Chapel Hill after the break.
You see the look on his face?
I know how you feel.
My biggest fear was on that.
But I knew I was never alone, because people care.
So walk right in.
Get back on.
Step right up. And to everyone who sees anyone bullying, don't just watch. Act.
Together, we can put an end to bullying.
You can learn more at disney.com/choose-kindness.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At XChair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. XChair has done it again with our groundbreaking Elemax technology, providing hours of infinite comfort no matter where in the world you're sitting. by synthesizing the universe's elements, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience. Our mission is to help you discover that every workday can happen with body and mind in an out-of-this-world place of comfort and productivity. X-Chair is charting a new course, helping workers everywhere find comfort as their work worlds zoom back and forth. Even though your work reality may continue to shift, we've got our eye on the future of work so you can focus on the present. At X-Chair, we're gazing ahead. And from where we sit, the future still feels good. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
Let's be real. Your ears are gross. Yeah, you heard me right. And let me guess, you're cleaning them with these. You need to be using Whoosh. Trust me, no one wants to tell you how gross your ears look. The triple stream safely clears dirt and wax buildup, but all you really need to know, it feels incredible. Whoosh by Black Wolf. Get 15% off and free shipping at trywhoosh.com.
Decibels so loud they call this place the Loud House. Travis gonna go deep. It is Pokey Wilson. Knowles strike first. Look out, Sean Tucker in the open field. Touchdown, Syracuse.
Welcome back into this ACC Network halftime report. 3 teams in the top 25 from the ACC. Virginia is one of them. Number 18 in the country, Tony Bennett's crew with 5 starters back. How about Armand Franklin with the tough 3?
A little string music there. Tony Bennett loves that, and it is much needed for that Virginia offense.
First half, Virginia up 9, and Kihei Clark dishes it off. It's a 38-30 game right now for Virginia. How about what we saw earlier in Durham? John Shire's first time as head coach with the Blue Devils. Duke, the number 17, hosting Jacksonville. First minute of the game. How about Mark Mitchell with the alley-oop?
Throw it down, big fella. Great play right there to start the game.
Tied game early, but 15 seconds left in the first. Jeremy Roach from the outside.
Jeremy Roach was great for this team today. Big time win for them and big time action from Jeremy Roach.
Duke takes care of business, 71-44 the final. As you take a look at some other scores, guys, Clemson struggled early. They came back to get the job done against the Citadel. Syracuse wins it. Boston College in a close one right now. And Florida State, tough one. They go down to Stetson, 83-74. Stetson hit 14 threes. Much more on that game coming up later on Nothing But Net. We'll be live here for an hour later, but right now, how about what we saw from the Blue Devils up close and personal? Got to see Jeremy Roach and the way he fits into that, the way the other guys fit into that lineup with him, Joel.
Yeah, Jeremy Roach is a key piece for this team. He can't afford to come off the court, but you would expect that because of how he was battle tested last year. He's stepping into the role now with Trevor Keels gone, Paulo Banchero gone. He was able to build that confidence. Now he's the head of that team. And when things get crazy, you know you got somebody who you can give the ball to and be able to make a play, and that's Jeremy Roach.
Although Mark Mitchell played really well tonight, I thought Jeremy Roach just had the mentality. He came out with a little chip on his shoulder, and he's got to be able to get all his teammates on the same page right from the jump. He was the one, to me, that had that competitive fire.
The number 1 freshman class in the country. And, Booze, we didn't even get to see 2 of them yet. We didn't get to see Derek Lively or Dariq Whitehead. What are your expectations for the Blue Devils?
Yeah, they're coming. At Duke, they've never had a guy like Lively that can protect the paint inside but also knock down the three, and it'll be interesting to see that. And then Whitehead had a hell of a senior year in high school, so we're looking forward to seeing him get out there, too.
They take care of business in the season opener. We will have much more on that game and the rest of the ACC. Plus, what's going on the women's side? We had all 3 ACC teams that made it to the Final Four in both men's and women's basketball on the network tonight. We'll have a lot to get into, but right now it's North Carolina and Armando Bacot doing their thing. We'll see you after the game.
With insurance from auto owners, you can relax knowing we got you covered. That's simple human sense.
Ask your independent agent if auto owners make sense for you.
I should do this for a living.
It's finally here, the Electric E-Bikes Black Friday sale. Kick off the holidays with up to $300 off of select e-bike models and $250 in free accessory bundles. Sale includes the versatile and nimble XP Lite, extra capable X Premium, and the brand new and improved Electric XP 3.0, the industry's first fully foldable e-bike designed for 2 people. This sale is only available while supplies last, so visit electricebikes.com and come ride with us this holiday season.
I don't like to spend a ton of time shopping, but I like to look good. For me, Poshmark makes that so easy. And whenever I get tired of something, I just relist it back on Poshmark. It's honestly a little addicting, making some money I can spend, keep my wardrobe fresh.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want, with all the entertainment you love, for the price that cable can't beat. Try free at FuboTV.com.
All I need is more. Another hour, one more minute, one more chance for me to win it. Yeah, I more. Every time I jump, I catch it. I know how to.
Carolina isn't just a campus, a team, or an alma mater. It's a place where inspiration takes flight and lands in far-flung corners. A place that isn't confined to classrooms, but mobilized by challenges. One that leads people down paths unknown and creates kinships with those unseen. That's because Carolina isn't just a place you go. It's a place you take with you.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. This is the latest technology. For an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card for $250 off, scan this QR code. Don't wait. Scan the code now and get the permanent solution protected by the Bosley Guarantee.
Hi, this is Lisa from 4Imprint. Yes, I like 50 welcome wows, 300 customer, I love it, and 200 team member, oh yes, certainly. You know, we got some brand new woohoos.
Dial up the wow factor with promotional products from 4Imprint. We specialize in awesome items that are certain to awe and guaranteed to deliver some ooh yes. From apparel, backpacks, drinkware to high-tech items.
Wow. I love it. Woohoo!
Go to 4imprint.com and find some wow now. 4Imprint, for certain.
The May brothers, some Tar Heel royalty in the house. Drake, the quarterback, the star quarterback for the 17th ranked football team, and then his big brother Luke helped the Tar Heels win the 2017 national championship, playing pro ball overseas. Home on a break right now. With Randolph Childress, I'm Doug Sherman. Welcome back to opening night for the #1 team in the country. What have you seen so far from the Tar Heels, Randolph?
A little sluggish start, but you got to give that credit to UNC Wilmington. They've created that. They've forced some turnovers. They've forced some contested shots. All the credit goes to Seahawks right now. But I think Carolina's starting to impose their will, starting to force some turnovers themselves. So we'll see what happens.
Well, they have forced 8 turnovers as UNC, and they've been turning those into points.
Yeah, and when they have it, they force Carolina some difficult shots. They need to play this way. They know if they have a chance of winning this game, it's going to be getting out, getting easy buckets like that out, creating some turnovers.
Rebounds are pretty much a wash, and we thought coming in, so did UNCW. That could be a problem, but they've held their own.
I think that's the biggest surprise so far the first half, is how they've been able to hang in there, rebounding the basketball, and actually have more offensive rebounds than North Carolina. I think that's the biggest surprise of the game so far.
Both teams have made 9 field goals. The free throws have been the difference. Armando Bacot has drawn 5 fouls, trying to get some of those Seawolves into foul trouble. Well, in the series history, the Seahawks have never beaten the Tar Heels. No surprise there. They've won each game. The Tar Heels have by an average of 23 points, and they're basically on pace to do that again tonight, unless UNCW can make a push. And again, it was a close game for the first 15 minutes. What does UNCW need to do to get the momentum back on their side?
I think the biggest thing is continue to force Carolina into difficult shots, and then they're able to get out of transition. They're going to struggle against the half-court set. Carolina's too big, too athletic, to playing a half court. Their offensive way of attacking them is just putting them in ball screens. Carolina's making an adjustment, so they got to force turnovers, get some easy baskets in transition.
Shaquem Phillips leads UNCW with 8 points, and we've got the shot clock not working for the first 4 seconds of this half. Phillips leads the Seahawks with 8. He's number 20 tonight in navy blue, while R.J. Davis leads all scorers with 11 for the Tar Heels. This is Caleb Love with the defensive assignment on Phillips.
I think we could have left the shot clock alone. I don't think either one of these teams run that down at all.
Corner 3. Good look. Just off the mark by Newby. There's an offensive rebound as UNCW just keeps fighting.
Another offensive rebound.
Spin move by Harden Hayes again into the corner.
This is the way they want to play. Drive, attack the paint off the dribble.
Donovan Newby, the UW Milwaukee transfer with 5 points.
That's not his strong suit. He usually wants to get in there and find guys and spot open and take threes. But again, the way they want to play, dribble, drive, paint touches for open threes, and finishing at the rim.
Love back to Davis. Inside to Baycott. Single coverage. He dribbled it off his foot.
Another turnover there. Unforced error. Great job by Nance, defending on the perimeter.
Well, Trezarian White at 6'6" is not going to be defended this year that often by somebody as tall as Nance.
And moves as well as he does. It's a great job by Nance. I'm really impressed with how he's moving his feet.
Leaky Black blocked the shot, but he landed awkwardly. Stays at the other end of the floor, holding his right foot or ankle as the bucket is scored at the other end.
Let's hope it's minor and he gets back out there. He tells coach he doesn't want to come out. Going to tie his shoe up and stay on the court. Great job defensively there, going up, blocking the shot. Comes down on Phillips' foot, rolls his ankle. Huber's not going to take any chances. He's going to take him out anyway. Get the doctor to take a look at him.
And so the fifth-year senior heads down to the end of the bench. And Carolina comes off the bench with DeMarco Dunn, a sophomore from Tucson, Arizona. Though he played his high school ball here in the state of Carolina after his family moved across the country. Tough shot by Harvey. And a foul on the rebound, going to go against Amari Kelly, the 6'9" senior from Norcross, Georgia.
Does a really good job of crashing the glass there, but unfortunately he went over Armando Baycott's back and got the foul. But they're getting into the paint. They're starting to get the looks that they want. They want to play by getting dribble drives and paint touches. They've kind of went away from the ball screens they were running the first half. In this half, they're spreading you out, driving in the paint.
Foul's going to be an issue for UNCW as Kelly is the first to pick up his third. He goes to the bench. Eno comes back in, but Harden Hayes, Phillips, and Thomas all have 2 as well.
They're going to force Seahawks deep into their bench. That's part of what they do. Put so much pressure on you. They're going to draw fouls.
Love from deep. Well, Dunn got a piece of it, but it's UNCW with another rebound.
This is the way they want to play as well.
Harden Hayes with a tough drive to the bucket. Baycott sent him flying.
Both teams are struggling offensively right now, so you want to get, when you're struggling to score, you need to get out and get yourself in transition. Get easy baskets like that. That time he didn't score, but he drew the foul.
I think it's a byproduct of both teams playing superior defense.
I think it's a combination of both. I think both teams are trying to play hard on the defensive end, but it's the first game, being unfamiliar with each other. Some of these guys, they're playing Carolina. A lot of Carolina players on the bench for this team, and they grew up watching this team play. Some of that you can see by the jitters with the fouls.
At the line, Malik Harden Hayes. He grew up across the Red River from Fargo, North Dakota, in Moorhead, Minnesota. He makes a couple of free throws give him 6 points on the night for the Seahawks.
He actually has the athleticism to play with anybody in the Carolina team. He shouldn't be overwhelmed by anything at all.
Every bit of 6'7", 195. Tough shot. Nice finish by Love.
That's what you want to see from Love. The last 2 shots were deep threes. That time he put his head down and got to the rim. Oh, nice move.
What a move, but then he just couldn't finish. Phillips a little strong off the glass. Eno gets it back. Mid-range shot. Phillips misses again.
Carolina wants to get out, play in transition themselves.
Davis, no.
This is the pace both teams usually want to play. Like I said, we won't need the shot clock.
Jamari Harvey has his pass knocked away. Eno gets it back to Harvey. He puts it up, and that's an air ball.
Good dribble handoff there. Love just getting downhill, getting to the rim, using his size and athleticism to finish. He gets in the paint, he's going to be tough to guard tonight. Shouldn't settle. There's no shot blockers out there to bother him. When you're not making your threes, just get in the paint, elevate, and finish.
Well, what a finish to his sophomore year. Made the All-Final 4 team last spring. In 6 tournament games, averaged nearly 19 points per game, and he really did it with second-half flourishes. Scored 30 total against UCLA, 28 in that memorable game that ended the career of Coach K, taking out Duke. 22 of those points against Duke came in the second half, and then had the game-winning 3 with 24 seconds to go. He sent Coach K into retirement. And then he decided to run it back, and it was neat. You know, Leaky Black, after that championship loss to Kansas, started a group text with these 4 starters who decided to come back and say, we need to talk. And he wasn't sure what kind of response he was going to get, especially from Caleb. But eventually, over the course of the coming days and weeks, they all decided, you know what? Let's go back and get a national title if we can.
I think it helped that Armando was hurt, so he couldn't work out for scout. So he you know, that was the reason he wanted to come back. And if you think about that, you know you're going to be good. And when you're 1 rebound away from doing something special, like winning a national championship, I think you just feel the need to come back and do so. I think this team is hungry. They work really hard. They've added some pieces, and they expect to be back in the mix of the Final Four, competing for a championship.
Think about what Mondo showed on that bad wheel last year, what he was still able to provide in the Final Four. There he is with a good contest. Rebound to Nance.
I've really been impressed with Eno. Ability to find a nose for the ball.
Bacot with a chance for 3.
Great job pushing the ball by Nance. Nearly turned it over.
Well, the defenders swarmed Pete Nance. He was able to keep the basketball, get it back, and find big number 5. He'll have a chance for a 3-point play when we come back.
Change your Gatorade, bro. Yeah, what's up? Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Start playing and never stop playing. You get the most from the game when you're having fun.
ButcherBox delivers grass-fed beef, organic, free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Your Thanksgiving main course is on us. Get your free turkey today.
Show the world what it means to be an ACC fan at Fanatics.com. The largest assortment of officially licensed ACC fan gear anywhere. Shop now and get today's special offer. Fanatics.com. Officially licensed everything.
Why do nearly 1 million businesses choose Stamps.com to mail and ship? Stamps.com is convenient. You get the services of the post office right on your computer. Stamps.com saves you money with great rates from USPS and UPS. Mail letters, ship packages, anytime, anywhere, for less. A lot less. Get our special TV offer a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/TV and get started today.
With Solo Stove Pie, pizza nights look a little different. Watch your crispy creations cook to perfection with Pie's panoramic opening. With dual fuel, you can customize your flavor profile with your choice of wood or gas and be ready to eat in just a few minutes. So you can make the most out of the time you spend together and create new traditions in your own backyard. Fire up your pizza night with $10 off using promo code PIZZA10 at solostove.com.
Give the gift of comfort this holiday season with Tommy John. We've reimagined pajamas and loungewear with innovative fabrics that are lightweight, breathable, and insanely soft. The fit looks and feels amazing. We can guarantee your comfort whether you're working from home, relaxing with the kids, or streaming your favorite show. These are pajamas and loungewear to swear by, but the only 4-letter word we use is soft. Go to TommyJohn.com now and get 25% off site-wide.
I love your browser history.
You are so generous with your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Go to NordVPN.com. NordVPN. Safely be you.
3 Tar Heels in double figures so far tonight, led by R.J. Davis with his 13.
I mean, like I told you before, he's changed. He hasn't changed my mind at all. I think he's their best complete player. Shoots the 3, gets in the paint, sets things up for everyone else. There's not a shot blocker out there, so I expect him to continue to assert himself in the second half.
He was Mr. Basketball in the state of New York back in 2020. Pretty good list he joined there. You want to hear some of the names R.J. Davis is along with? How about Kenny Anderson, Jamal Mashburn, Stephon Marbury, Elton Brand, Tobias Harris, Kevin Huerter, just to name a few.
Wow.
Pretty good list.
It's a really good list. Really good list.
UNC's defense making it tough on UNCW here in the second half. They stay cold now 0 for their last 7 and only 1 of 9 since the intermission.
Kazarian White has been struggling with his jump shot this game. I think the length is bothering him. He's not accustomed to having a bigger defender on him like Pete Nance and some of the length that Carolina puts in.
Well, UNCW is the reigning champ in the Colonial Athletic Association, having won 27 games a year ago. But they are picked to finish 5th this year after losing a number of really good players for Coach Siddle. Towson is the team to beat, according to the preseason poll. Hofstra picked number 2.
They wouldn't surprise me if they're right back up there as co-champs. I mean, this team is deep. They're going to play hard. They're going to defend. Got to get a little bit more perimeter scoring.
Baycott now with 12 points and 6 rebounds. Ball will stay at this end. And with those 6 rebounds, I mean, Baycott's name is up with the immortals here at UNC. He has passed Brad Doherty and Mitch Kupchak tonight, now 7th all time in North Carolina rebounding history.
I think he'll finish at the top of that list. I mean, his ability to rebound, I mean, my goodness, he's dominant on the glass, and with the talent around him and their ability to get to the rim and finish, he's getting that free run to the rim from playing on the perimeter a lot more than he has ever in his career. Just allows him just to eat up the glass. He's just been a force.
And when you're a really good player who stays at a place like Carolina for 4 years, your name's going to be along with a lot of great names. They've got 12 Naismith Hall of Famers from Carolina, 11 different National Players of the Year, 18 different consensus first-team All-Americans. And Armando Baycott has a chance this year to join that list. Well, here's Saturday's Week 11 ACC Network College football lineup. Fresh off their upset of Syracuse, Pittsburgh squares off against quarterback Brendan Armstrong in Virginia, noon Eastern. Then true freshman quarterback M.J. Morris leads number 22 NC State against Boston College. And the day's capped off by our ACCN primetime matchup. 20th ranked Syracuse tries to turn things around against a Florida State team that has won back-to-back games.
Florida State started to play good football.
The ACC needs the Seminoles to get back to being the Seminoles.
Yes, we do.
Your alma mater's done pretty well, actually done very well for itself in recent years. My alma mater's done better this year, but the reality is you need Florida State, you need Miami, along with Clemson, to be the standard bearers. And actually here in the Triangle, I mean, Carolina and State are having great years, both nationally ranked.
You're right. I think Virginia Tech needs to get back into the mix of what they're accustomed to being. And I think we will eventually get to that point. Florida State is taking that step. Miami just seems to start off that way and then doesn't seem to be able to continue. Great defense by Seahawks there, getting a 10-second count on Carolina again, mixing up that pressure.
6th Carolina turnover. 5.5 minutes into the second half. Shaquem Phillips, hesitation. Pass deflected away by Baycott. Trizarian White to the bucket for 2.
Great job by him getting to the rim, finishing with a strong move with his right hand. He does a great job at the head of that press.
Love turned down the open 3, tried to set up Black, and it's a turnover for the Heels. Number 7. White turns the corner. Tough finish, and he was fouled.
Great drive and finish. They need to get him going. He's been their second leading scorer this year, you know, so far in exhibition and preseason games, and struggled the first half. Great drive and finish against Valencia. And one.
Well, as a freshman last year, he started 23 games for UNCW, averaged 7 points, 4.5 rebounds. He won a pair of Texas 5A state championships at Timberview High School. His teammate in 2017, you'll know this name, Isaac Likely. Ice was the star as a senior. White was a sophomore. Together they won a state championship.
He's playing really well right now. He's picked it up in the second half and cut the lead to 10. Doing a really good job of pushing Armando away from the basket, catching the ball. Kelly's back in there guarding Armando Baycott now. He's had 3 fouls. Let's see if Carolina will go to Armando to see if they can pick up his 4th.
Here he goes. A lot of contact, no call. Baycott quietly having himself another terrific night. 14 points.
That's where he's improved in his game again. Just like he scored earlier, facing you up, putting it on the floor. He's really difficult to guard in space.
Phillips with a head of steam. Baycott clears another rebound.
This is where Carolina's really dangerous in transition.
Seth Trimble. Extra pass, Nance all alone.
Great extra pass, but you can't be upset when you miss a shot like that. It's a good look, good pass. He'll make more of those.
Kelly soars for the rebound, and we've got a foul.
So where they're hurting Carolina on the glass is that when they set that ball screen, Armando by Hayden Hayes. Harden Hayes, that's his 4th.
You saw the trip in the top left corner.
That's a difficult way to pick up your 4th foul to sit down. I mean, I think it's an accidental trip.
Yep.
It's away from the ball. You would have liked for them to continue to play.
But I was beginning to say, good to see Leaky Black back on the floor for the Tar Heels after he went out having rolled his ankle or his foot. There's number 1 in white. Rayshon Malik Black. He says only his mom and his sister can call him Rayshon. Nobody else gets away with it. Everybody else is Leaky. And here goes Leaky along the baseline. No.
I like Leaky a lot better anyway.
Great name. Skip pass to find Newby.
Really impressed with the way Wilmington's attacking the glass.
Just over 8 minutes gone here in the second half. Carolina trying to pull away, but the #1 team in the country in its opener still being pushed by UNCW.
Stay tuned to get this free 5-piece Ultra Nonstick Bakeware set from Gotham Steel. Are you tired of pans that burn and lids that don't fit? Worse yet, they're a nightmare to clean. You need a new set, but prices are so high it's obscene. Well, now there's a brand new professional cookware set that's ultra durable and non-stick. These pans are super slick, and they can be yours for our lowest price ever. Introducing Gotham Steel, chef-tested cookware designed to make family meals with no sticking and easy cleanup every time. Gotham Steel is made with cast aluminum and coated with Tricerama, a fusion of ultra-durable titanium and super slick ceramic. This cookware comes with vented glass lids and is oven rated up to 500 degrees, so bake meals in the oven that come out perfect every time. Even use metal utensils with no scratching. Plus, the entire set is PFOA free and dishwasher safe. Other professional cookware sets can cost up to $400, but we have a factory direct deal for you. You can get the Gotham Steel 12-piece set not for $400 or even $300, but for just 5 easy payments of $49.99. But wait, order right now and we'll drop one payment. That's just 4 easy payments of $49.99. This is nonstick cookware that we know you'll love. That's why we're guaranteeing it for a full 10 years. We'll even include our self-draining fry basket, stainless steel steamer insert, and steamer rack. A $50 value absolutely free. And there's even more. As a special gift, you'll get our 5-piece Gotham Steel bakeware set. The fast, easy, ultra nonstick way to bake your favorite desserts. No grease or oil needed. Together, they're a $110 value. Yours free. That's an incredible 20-piece cookware set. Plus free shipping on your entire order. Call or click now.
Call 1-800-906-5412 or go to gothamset.com. Again, that's 1-800-906-5412 or order online at gothamset.com.
With thousands of live and on-demand classes to fit any schedule.
If you just added speed, you're my people, Peloton.
And world-class instructors, Peloton is the gift to get you moving.
Keep working, Peloton family.
Rent the Peloton Bike or Bike Plus month to month, no commitments. Terms apply.
Online personal styling. What's that?
That's Stitch Fix.
And how can you help me?
We do the shopping for you.
How do you know what I like? And what fits?
You tell us your size, budget, and style.
Wait, is it a subscription?
No commitment required here.
And I only pay for what I keep?
Yep.
I live in denim. Can you send me jeans?
We've got you.
What about shoes?
Mm-hmm.
Style for me? For me? For me? For me.
Always. We'll pick the clothes. You enjoy the great fit. Stitch Fix.
Well, the last preseason #1 to win it all back in 2008-2009, North Carolina, led by Tyler Hansbrough. That team had 7 future NBA players. Could this team, this Tar Heels rendition, match what those guys did and run the table, #1 preseason, and be the last team standing at the end of the year?
I think they're the favorite right now. I mean, they're not playing well at the moment, but again, you want to get out of here with a win. And UNC Wilmington's here to play, so I wouldn't overreact to this game so far. But they have depth that they hadn't had in a long time.
Kelly was fouled on the drive. Well, the stakes are so high for this group of Tar Heels who came back. I mean, anything short of getting to Houston will be viewed, I think, by them as well as a failure. I don't think Coach Davis would say that. Certainly the fans expect them. I mean, when you run it back like this, you got to get to Houston, if not win it all, right?
Well, I think they'll do a good job of managing those expectations, because last year the expectations were, it's Carolina, there's always expectations. You have Hubert coming in following Coach Williams, and that distraction. You start out really, really slow and deal with that, and then you make the turn and make a run to the championship game. This team is built to handle the adversity.
That's foul number 5 on Amari Kelly on the illegal screen, so he is out. So we take another look.
Yeah, he's got his leg out there. Tough night for him. Mondo's drawn quite a few fouls on him. He's only played 9 minutes. He's got his 5 fouls.
And it seems just a matter of time before Kelly is joined by others. Malik Harden-Hayes has 4 fouls. Nobody else more than 2 so far for UNCW. Well, talking to Coach Davis during shoot-around this afternoon, he talked about that noise that you're talking about and the expectations. And he said last year he tried to tell his players, don't listen to the noise, which was negative for the most part as they struggled throughout the regular season. Now he thinks it's just as invasive, that noise, when everybody's pumping him up.
Yes, it's a different message, but the noise is still the same. And they did a really good job of staying consistent against that a year ago. I mean, there was a lot of negative comments against this team, and they just fought through it.
Baycott's going to get the foul.
That's the one part of his game I'd like to see him make the adjustment. That he gets it inside. He draws so many people against. You'd like to see him kick it out.
Fourth foul on Baycott. And you see White took the brunt of Baycott's 235 pounds and is limping at midcourt as Mondo goes out with that fourth foul.
Now this is something you were really concerned about a year ago if you're a Carolina fan, but now having Pete Nance there, I think this is where he really helps you. Now you're able to sit Armando down and not have to rush him back in the game. I think this is, you'll see him step up in this role.
So again, it's one of the big storylines coming into the year for Carolina. Pete Nance essentially taking the spot on the roster of Brady Manek, and that's one of the big differences between the two this year.
Yeah, but he has the ability to play more inside. Brady Manek spent most of his time on the perimeter. And it's not that Pete Nance can't shoot, but he will punish the mismatches inside, maybe rebound a little better, and he's a better defender. So I think that's why they feel more secure this year in not having Armando Baycott on the floor for longer stretches of time.
Yeah, it really is something, as we said in the first half, how similar their offensive statistics were. And Nance can really shoot it. He made 45% of his threes last year for Northwestern.
Look at the confidence coach is putting in his young guards. He's got two freshman guards up there.
Well, the lead was 16. It's down to 10. Davis with a mismatch. Got himself free for the jumper, just couldn't finish.
In a dangerous part of the game for Carolina with the young guys out there.
White blocked. I think that was number 0 who got him. I think Trimble came over. And we've talked about his athletic genes as Trimble got up to the rim to block that shot.
Now Carolina essentially has 4 guards on the floor right now, so someone has to help them rebound. They are getting out rebounded. I never thought I'd say that against UNC Wilmington. Freshman point guard coming over there to block from the weak side. Great job. Can't secure the loose ball. 50-50 balls have gone UNC Wilmington's way.
How about this for a discrepancy on the glass? Offensive rebounds, UNCW 13, Carolina only 6.
Would have never thought that coming in. That was the biggest concern we had. The other thing that's shocking is Carolina does not have a fast break point for both teams that love to play in transition. But this is what happens with the pressure. The pressure puts you on your heel. And it's a dangerous moment right now because you got 2 freshmen out there who haven't experienced this. And let's see how they handle it. They need to put the ball in R.J. Davis's and Caleb Love's hand right now to make a play.
This is Love, preseason second-team All-American. Trimble under control, puts it up. Good-looking shot with the shot clock going down here at the midpoint of the second half.
You're okay with him doing that. He's got to the paint, shot fake, got his man in the air, just missed the pull-up. Trying to create space, want to attack the paint.
White, block. Tyler Nickel playing some defense. Here's Trimble at the other end. How about that for a basket?
For a transition basket. I just jinxed him. I just saw they didn't have one all game. That's the first transition basket of the night for the Tar Heels. And they needed it. They've been struggling offensively without Armando on the floor. Great defensive block by the freshman. From one freshman to another. Unselfish pass by R.J. Davis. He's really athletic. Seth Trimble is. A little disappointed he didn't dunk that, though.
Yeah. I think there will be a few to a drought of more than 4 minutes for Carolina. You see the struggles offensively for UNCW, missing 14 of their last 16. Eno back into the game, sets the screen. Corner three. Up and over the top of the backboard for Jamari Thomas.
It's a really good defensive lineup for Carolina out there now. All 5 guys are pretty solid defensive players. But they'll be able to switch a lot if they need to. It's the versatility of Leaky in the backcourt, being able to initiate offense for this team with his size, throwing over the pressure. Great move.
R.J. Davis. 15 points for the junior from White Plains, New York.
Just put the ball in his hands, let him make a play. I think, like I said all along, I think he's the best player for the Tar Heels this year.
Here he goes off the crossover. Number 4 in white, lightning quick. He leads all scores with 15.
Stay tuned to get this luxurious designer pan free from Gotham Steel. That's right, free. Tired of your pan that scratches and sticks? It's so old and worn, you're afraid to cook in it. Well, it's time to upgrade.
Introducing the Hammered Collection from Gotham Steel, one of America's best-selling cookware brands. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my new copper-style designer pan that's guaranteed to beautify your kitchen like never before.
Gosh, what I love most about this design is this hammered copper look. It would just look so fantastic hanging in my kitchen.
Wow, this is a beautiful pan. It looks great. Look at those eggs dancing around in there. I tell you, I'm sold. Where do I get these? I love them.
I don't want just a frying pan. I want the whole set.
Eggs stick to other pans, but with mine they slide right out. And look, it still has the super durable ultra non-stick surface. Plus the new Cool Touch solid cast handle makes it safe and easy to cook even the hottest dishes. It's oven safe up to 500 degrees, so bake this beautiful chicken pot pie and serve it straight from the pan. Or warm apple pie, just like Grandma used to make. Any recipe looks great in this pan, and then it wipes clean with ease. Plus, metal won't scratch it, so beat fluffy egg whites right in the pan for a gourmet souffle that slips right out and a pan that looks just like you.
My wife will go crazy for this pan.
I can't believe how beautiful this pan is.
Similar hammered pans sell for almost $100, but today it's an incredibly low $19.99, and we'll even ship it to you free. It's dishwasher safe and PFOA free. But wait, call right now and you can get a matching single-serve egg pan absolutely free. It's perfect for making personalized eggs and delicious breakfast sandwiches in a flash. So upgrade your cookware today and get it all with free shipping. Call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-619-5772. That's 1-800-619-5772 or order online at gothamhammered.com.
I love your browser history.
You are so generous with your personal data.
Switch on privacy, switch off trackers and viruses. Get the special offer now at nordvpn.com. Safely be you.
Why pay over $100 a month for cable when it's half the cost for Fubo TV? Get all the channels you want with all the entertainment you love for the price that cable can't beat. Try free at FuboTV.com.
Sean Tucker. Touchdown, Syracuse.
Back at the Smith Center, here's a look at the preseason All-ACC first team. Couple of Tar Heels, Baycott and Love. R.J. Davis on the second team, along with Isaiah Wong, Terquavion Smith, and Jeremy Roach. Should be fun on opening night. Everybody's looking up. Everybody's looking forward to being an all-star and having dreams of making it to March Madness. And for these Tar Heels, anything short of reach in Houston will be a surprise to many. Anybody on that first team All-ACC roster surprise you? Anybody else you think should have been on there?
Like I said, I'm a big R.J. Davis fan, and I don't know who you take off, but I think when it's all said and done at the end of the year, I think R.J. Davis will be there. I'm a big Taquavian Smith fan. I think he is as explosive of a scorer we have in this league. So I don't know who I take off. I mean, it's all, they're all good players. But of the guys that are not on that list, I would have to say, for me, it'd be R.J. Davis.
Okay.
Now, I don't know who you take off.
Right. Isaiah Wong's got to be on there.
Isaiah Wong has to be there. Armando, Bacon, and Wong, hands down. I think those two are there. Everyone else, then you can probably depends on where you live.
I've been on the Isaiah Wong bandwagon since he was a freshman. He scored 16 tonight. The Hurricanes opened up with a win over Lafayette. That new backcourt with Nigel Pack could wind up being the best backcourt in the ACC.
I couldn't argue that. We'll see how Nigel Pack performs in conference play. But I know these two guys out here has performed at a high level. So as of right now, I'm going to take Love and Davis as my best backcourt in the ACC. But a lot of good backcourts. NC State's backcourt will be equally as good.
Trimble called for the foul on the drive by Newby. That is his second foul.
Just looking up on the scoreboard to see how he get the foul. I thought he elevated straight up. Got him a little bit on the arm there. His athleticism and speed just jumps out at you when you watch him play.
I think the fans in the building were watching the Jumbotron like you were.
I don't think they liked the call. I wasn't sure if they were saying Luke, like I said Luke May, or they were booing.
Well, it's good to see Roy Williams in the building with the other champs from that 2017 team that have been recognized. There's another look.
Gets him right there on the arm when he goes up. I think it's a good call. Plus, he's a freshman. They're not going to give you that call as a freshman.
Is that real?
I think
is Teddy Valentine thinking he's a freshman? I can't give him that call.
I would imagine so. I would imagine so.
Tough shot by Trimble. He can get into the paint whenever he wants.
He would. You'd like him to play off 2 feet. There was help there. He should have kicked it on the weak side. He'll make that adjustment as he watches film. Now, he'll make some mistakes on the offensive end, but you won't question his effort on this end. Gets in the stands, he guards the ball. Big and physical enough to switch.
Five to shoot.
That's where Nance is so good, just the ability to switch late and guard the ball.
Yeah, instead of Phillips having a rhythm 18-foot shot, it was a forced buzzer beater from the corner. And it turns into 2 points at the other end for Love. Give him a dozen on the night.
Again, hasn't made a lot of threes, but he's attacking the rim. Carolina has the lineup out there right now that can just switch five. They're going to switch everything.
Great shot fake by White. Then he puts up an air ball. Vanderheiden pulls it back out. A rare made three-point bucket tonight. This one by Shaquem Phillips. He's got 11.
He's been the one guy that's got it going offensively for UNC Wilmington tonight.
Black had it knocked away. Nance goes down. Let's see if he's okay. Looks like he's all right. Looks like both guys are all right. Newby playing hard. Timeout here at the Dean Dome. It's an 11-point Carolina lead on opening night in the ACC.
The future. The way you see it is said to depend on where you sit. At X-Chair, we think it also gets down to how you sit, which is why our technology is light years ahead. X-Chair has done it again with our groundbreaking LMX technology, providing hours of infinite comfort no matter where in the world you're sitting. By synthesizing the universe's elements, bringing hot, cold, and touch into one extraordinary seating experience. Our mission is to help you discover that every workday can happen with body and mind in an out-of-this-world place of comfort and productivity. X-Chair is charting a new course, helping workers everywhere find comfort as their work worlds zoom back and forth. Even though your work reality may continue to shift, we've got our eye on the future of work so you can focus on the present. At X-Chair, we're gazing ahead. And from where we sit, the future still feels good. Visit xchair.com to find out how you can own an X-Chair for only $20 a month. xchair.com.
When you get a chip in your windshield, trust Safelight. This couple was headed to the farmer's market. When they got a chip, they drove to Safelight for a same-day repair. And with their insurance, it was no cost to them. That's service the way you need it.
Safelight Repair, Safelight Replace.
And Pitt gets a defensive touchdown.
Big response for the Cavaliers.
Zay Flowers was not going to be denied.
Of course, looking for the end zone. And a touchdown. Bottom line, we don't lose the ball.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. Check them out because they're giving away an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card to everyone who scans this QR code. Dude, you don't have to look like your dad because this isn't your dad's hair loss treatment. People all over the country trust Bosley because they're ahead of the curve. They use the latest technology to give you your real hair back. And the best part, Bosley's permanent solution is protected by the Bosley Guarantee. Let them show you for free how awesome your hair could look with an absolutely free information kit and a gift card for $250 off. Scan the QR code. Don't wait. Scan the code now and ask about the Bosley Guarantee.
51-40, Carolina with the lead. Second half, UNCW has not been able to make a shot, only 4 of 23. What percentage was that, you said, Randolph?
17% from the field right now.
Man.
But they've done a really good job of getting to the free throw line. They played Carolina even in the second half because they scored 10 points from the free throw line, but they're struggling from the field.
Well, they've played them even here in the second half. It was an 11-point game at the intermission, now a 12-point game as Nance makes the first free throw. They've also out-rebounded Carolina, 32-26, out-rebounded them on the offensive glass, 14-6. That could be a problem going forward for Carolina.
That's the most disturbing thing, I think, coming out of the game today. You just don't expect, and it's all hustle. You know, they're the bigger team. You don't expect them to get out-rebounded in the manner in which they're getting out-rebounded tonight.
Off the steal, Love couldn't finish the layup. Back the other way. There's a nice-looking finish by Trezarian White. Give him 13 points to lead the Seahawks.
The other thing on the offensive end that's concerning if you're a Carolina fan is there's not a lot of assists. It's just a lot of my turn, your turn. They got 4 assists on the night. But I guess you can do that when you got this kind of talent. As Love tells me to shut up, pull up and shoot his mid-range jump shot.
You're not wrong, though.
As the competition heats up, they're going to have to do a better job of moving bodies and moving the ball in the offensive end.
Phillips back out to White. There's another 3-point bucket made by the Seahawks. And it's back to a 10-point ball game.
They're not going away. I think we're going to see Armando Baycott come in soon here.
Leaky Black taking advantage of that 7'3" wingspan down in the block.
Great decision by Leaky Black. Put his man on the post, turned inside over his inside shoulder. Just too small of a defender. Rose up and shot right over. Shot in Phillips.
Third foul on Phillips as Leaky Black, the only remaining Tar Heel from that 2019 ACC championship team and #1 seed. Still around, young man from Concord, North Carolina, has his undergraduate work done, now working on a postgraduate degree out of Cox Mill High School. Although he didn't play his whole career there, he played a couple of years at Concord, then went down to Montverde for a year and came back up to the Carolinas for his senior year at Cox Mill. And you know, even though he's not an offensive threat, you think there's a shot at Leakey finding a spot in the NBA someday?
I do, because he's 6'9", he can defend every position on the floor, and he knows what he is, and he's accepted that. There's not a lot of guys that buy in to what their game is, and I think there's somebody in the NBA to find him on a roster because there's a role for him. He wants to guard the best player on the other team.
Well, the list of guys he shut down last year was really impressive.
That list will grow this year as well.
It will. Good defense again by the Tar Heels.
It's a really good group on the floor defensively for Carolina. I think this may be their 5 best defenders on the floor.
Love Davis, Manson Trimble, and a chance for 3.
There's no shot blockers out there. If Love and R.J. Davis decide to get to the paint, there's nothing there that can stop them. I think they're going to continue to do that and close this game out. Great crossover dribble. Just bodies him up and elevates over and finishes. Just too athletic and too strong. Flexing on him.
And one indeed. And he fouled out Malik Harden-Hayes in the process. Well, Caleb's from a wonderful family in St. Louis. His mom Alicia, his dad Dennis. Story's been told, his dad a huge Tar Heel fan from the beginning. But when Caleb was just a youngster, he doesn't even remember the 2005 Final Four. Dad got him tickets, really good tickets, to go see the Tar Heels. And it seemed destined that Caleb would wind up here in Chapel Hill.
They hung a banner on that 2005 team, so I'm sure he wants to come and hang a banner himself. Like I said, they were a rebound away from a year ago, and the talent and the depth this year. The depth hasn't been as productive as we would like, but they're playing. You can see that they're going to bring something to this team as the year goes along, and that's why the expectations are high, and I expect them to continue to stay high.
Well, Carolina only has 4 bench points tonight, all from Seth Trimble. And again, they're playing without Jalen Washington, still coming back from knee surgery, and without Puff Johnson tonight. He has right knee soreness. 17 points now for Love, to go along with 15 for Davis, 14 for Bacot.
I think Coach Davis likes this group on the defensive end.
There's that help side defense from Nance you're talking about.
Again, they've been defending well, and that's Lance. That's Nance coming over. And again, his ability to defend the ball screens, switching, this is something that they didn't have a year ago when Armando went out of the game. And he brings that to the team.
Got to get the perspiration off the floor now.
He's not having a great offensive game, but
Net Crew will break down all the ACC games, highlights and analysis and sound from the players and coaches right here on ACCN and the ESPN app. We've had a marvelous opening night, a triple header of live basketball. The Louisville women took care of business. The Duke men took care of business, and Carolina trying to make it a 3-for-3 evening for the ACC. Night number 1, we're going to have college basketball for the next 125 nights on the ESPN family of networks. We're so glad you've joined us here on ACC Network on day number 1.
What a day.
Well, the only ACC school to lose so far that I've seen is Florida State.
Really surprised with that game today.
They were not at, well, that's going to be an over and back. Leakey had not reestablished himself in the backcourt when he took that pass. He jumped from the front court, caught the ball, and then landed in the backcourt. But Florida State, I don't think, was at full strength tonight, but still, you wouldn't think the Seminoles would lose on opening night.
Not at home. I mean, you expect them to come out with their length and athleticism. Give them some credit. Just like the UNC Wilmington team, they came to play tonight.
Eno sets a screen. Nance gets called for the foul, contesting Newby. Indeed, UNCW has been game, but the Tar Heels up 16 late.
The Sport Clips MVP haircut experience is like nothing else in the world. And now, it's better than ever. It's a perfectly steamed hot towel.
Because there'd be no one to stop them. We don't have to live like this. If we stop, Sherry Beasley. Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This week is your chance to try any Subway footlong for free. Like the Subway Series menu. Just buy any footlong in the app and get one free. Free Monsters, free Bosses, and a footlong for free. This guy loves a great offer, so let's see some hustle.
I don't like to spend a ton of time shopping, but I like to look good. For me, Poshmark makes that so easy. And whenever I get tired of something, I just relist it back on Poshmark. It's honestly a little addicting. Making some money I can spend, keep my wardrobe fresh.
Dave Flowers was not going to be denied. Forrest looking for the end zone. And a touchdown. Bottom line, we don't lose at home.
Every day can be a better day despite the challenge. All you gotta do is leave it better than you found it. Feeling good. Like I should. Been in the walk around the neighborhood. Feeling blessed. Never stressed. Got that sunshine on my Sunday best.
We are out here, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be right here all day long. Let's get it popping. Morning, noon, and night. Morning, noon, and night. Nowhere more electric.
Randolph, I asked you off the top if this Tar Heel trio in the core of Carolina as they run it back, can they pick up where they left off last year? Well, this graphic tells me, yeah, they probably can.
That's what you want from your all-conference players. I mean, they're leading you. They're all shooting 50% or better from the floor. You know, it wasn't pretty tonight. A lot of that credit goes to UNC Wilmington. They're not an easy team to prepare against. It's the first game. You don't know what you're going to get out of teams. They threw a lot at Carolina, but their best players are bringing them home.
And after sitting out the last few minutes with 4 personal fouls, Armando Bacot is back on the floor. Needs 2 rebounds for another double-double. It would be his 50th career double-double. And again, he is on quite a roll with the rebounds. He is tied with the great Sean May, one of the assistant coaches for Carolina, averaging 10 rebounds per game, 6th best in program history. There was Coach May. Billy Cunningham, his numbers are never going to be caught. He averaged for his career over 15 boards a game.
Some records will never be broken, and I don't see anybody breaking that one. Armando would have needed to play for Coach Davis for all 4 years to get that. To have a shot at that one. First time UNC Wilmington pressed and went back to their zone. We talked about that at shoot-around. Not a lot of teams are prepared for that. Ball doesn't move as it hasn't moved much of the day for Carolina. Settled 4-3. Probably one as he should have gone to it a little earlier tonight.
Eno hands it back to Jamari Thomas. 5 on the shot clock. White creates a little space and draws the foul on Trimble.
Got Trimble reaching a little bit again. It's his third foul. He's just sticking his hand in right on the top, elevating for a shot, tried to strip him. Stuck his hand in the cookie jar, got caught with his third foul right there.
But he is going to be a good one. Freshman from Menominee Falls, Wisconsin. I just like saying Menominee.
Any idea where it is?
It's in Wisconsin. I don't know. I did not check that out. Is it near Milwaukee? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I don't know. Well, he picked Carolina over Michigan and Marquette. He's a 4-star recruit, number 46 in last year's ESPN 100, Mr. Basketball in the state.
He didn't have the choice when his brother went to Carolina, right?
Right. Well,
he had to follow his brother's footsteps.
His brother came on the recruiting visit, so I think that was part of it, saying, look, you got to follow.
Yeah, this is where you're going, whether you like it or not.
It's the family school. R.J. Davis.
I think he can do that all night if he wants.
We have learned that it is 20 miles northwest of Milwaukee. Menominee Falls. There's a nice looking stroke by Eric Vanderheiden. His first points as a Seahawk. A Raleigh native after transferring home from Ole Miss. Timeout here at the Dean Dome.
Watch ACC football all season on ACC Network with Xfinity.
Talking double-doubles with Armando Bacot. Billy Cunningham, one of 12 Naismith Hall of Famers from the Tar Heels, sets the pace. And if Mondo does what Mondo does, he's going to move to the top of that list somewhere mid-season this year.
I don't think there's any doubt. I mean, he's about 2 rebounds away from having his double-double tonight. Had he not gotten his 4th foul, I think he'd already have it.
Carolina still with 4 of its starters out there, along with DeMarco Dunn.
They're used to playing heavy minutes. They hadn't played at their usual minutes tonight.
That ball bounced out of bounds, apparently untouched. It stays at this end.
UNC Wilmington didn't grab the loose ball.
So last to touch on the shot block, and then Eno could not corral it.
Mondo's is so difficult. Bacot's so difficult to guard if he gets it that low. You can't do anything but foul him and let him have it. He puts so much pressure on your defense by drawing fouls.
Yeah, exactly. Excuse me, Randolph. In 25 minutes played for Bacot so far tonight, he has drawn 7 fouls on the opposition. And now 8. Make it 8 with this one. Mondo last year, 67% from the line. Carolina is a team, a pretty good free throw shooting squad as he misses a pair.
You jinxed him.
I did. I did. Well, Love and Davis, career both well over 80%. Those are your ball handlers. You want them to be your best free throw shooters. Newbie. Eno. Boy, he has really carved out some space inside. Now he comes away limping after the putback.
He's a load coming down that lane. He sets that ball screen and dives to the front of the rim. He doesn't get it and the shot goes up. Gives himself a chance to rebound it.
Bacot blocked from behind and fouled by Eno, who played his freshman year at Memphis for Tubby Smith. Then played his sophomore year with Memphis under Penny Hardaway. before transferring to Marist in the last couple of years. And you're right, he provides bulk inside that otherwise Takeo Siddle does not have at UNCW.
No, and if you play for those coaches and Tubby Smith and Penny Hardaway, you're going to defend and play for those guys. He obviously plays really, really hard, and now playing for Siddle, it's a seamless transition for him.
And I'd be remiss if I didn't say that he played for John Dunn at Marist the last couple of years. Another exacting coach. I say that because JD's a friend of mine. But he is a good coach.
He is. Yes, that he is.
Mondo, without any jinx worries, goes calmly to the line and makes a pair. He's got 16 points.
See, when you didn't talk about it and left him alone, he knocked both of them.
Talking about Coach Dunn instead. It worked. Thomas. No, and look at Leaky Black go up and get that rebound. One minute to go on this opening night.
Great defense there.
Dunn banks it home.
Great move by Dunn. You want to see him get going too. He's worked really hard in the offseason. You want to see him have some production in the game. I think he'll be have a really big season for Carolina. They really want to get to their goal. Dunn and Styles need to be a big part of that as well.
Tell you what, Trezarian White's put together a really nice second half for the Seahawks.
He has.
15 of his 17 points coming since the break, and he heads back to the line to add to it.
He stayed aggressive throughout. You can tell he's familiar with the system. He's one of the guys, the returning players, one of their leaders of this team. He struggled early, but he kept battling.
Well, UNCW in its Division I history is 2-43 all time against ACC opponents. They took down NC State in '92, and then, sorry to mention, this 2010 they beat Wake. But they will not be adding to that win total here tonight against the #1 team in the country.
You tapped me when you said Wake. There's a reason for that. I don't know why you tapped me when you said they'd be Wake.
You did go to Wake Forest, didn't you? You do have your number 22 hanging.
That's true.
In the rafters.
But yeah, that's true. I'll own that. I wasn't there at the time.
Well,
but I'll own it. I'll own it.
You still live and die with the Deeks, I would imagine, one way or the other.
I do. I'm cheering. I'm objective now in this world. But
all right.
You know. I can say that now because you flat out told me you're a big Syracuse fan. So you're a big Syracuse guy. So now I can say I'm a Wake guy.
We're all from somewhere. And when we do a Syracuse game, I call it straight. When you do a Wake Forest game, you call it straight.
True. Very true.
Well, here's Leaky Black back at the free throw line.
Coach Davis will have a lot of film to show his guys now. And I mean, he'll be extremely disappointed. I never thought I'd say this, but Carolina's been out rebounded tonight. And that and their lack of transition baskets, those are things that they only have 4 points in transition. Those two things they've been staples in the Carolina program. And they didn't do a very good job of those things tonight.
Fight for the basketball.
It's another great job by Nance, just switching, moving his feet on a smaller guard. He's really going to be so much, help this team so much on the defensive end of the floor. He'll be better offensively. I know everyone is expecting him to stuff the stat sheet tonight, but when we tell you he can play, he can play.
Yeah. Well, for Nance tonight, 6 points, 1 of 3 from the floor, 2 for 3 from the line. Shot clock off, and the Tar Heels can dribble it out. Well, as you said, a lot of teaching points, but you'd rather learn those lessons in a win than a loss.
They controlled the game throughout.
They led by 11 at the break, never fully pulled away. I'd say this final score is fairly representative of how the game went, but Hubert Davis's #1 ranked team starts the season off with a 69-56 victory.
Both coaches got a lot of teaching points tonight. Carolina's happy with the win. You know, Hubert has some things he'll point out with those guys, but hey, you can't win a championship till you win the first one at least. So great job by the Tar Heels coming out to get the job done.
Well, their mission was to run it back. Tar Heels came achingly close to winning the national title a year ago. The core four has come back, and Armando Bacot, Caleb Love, R.J. Davis showing what they want to do this year for Coach Davis. For Randolph Childress and our entire crew, I'm Doug Sherman saying so long from Chapel Hill. Thanks so much for watching. We'll send you to break, and Nothing But Net comes up in just a moment.
Watch ACC football all season on ACC Network with Xfinity.
And guys, hair game day is every day. Our training doesn't stop.
Do it again, run it again. Round face, straight hair.
Short on back and sides and long on top.
Nice work, Taylor.
Being a sport clip stylist takes a strong skill set.
Finger curls.
And strong fingers. Only the best make the cut.
That's Sport Clips.
Sport Clips, the pros in men's hair.
Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Change your Gatorade, bro.
Yeah, what's up? From Punch. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore. But some days I sit and wish I was a kid again.
Start playing and never stop playing. You get the most from the game when you're having fun.
Since I was little, I wanted to be a part of a team.
Come here, buddy. Nice shots.
I've played just about every sport there is growing up. My mom's been there for me through every season.
We'll get him next time.
Mostly to keep me fueled and cheer me on.
Thanks, Mom. Love you.
Love you too.
It took me a minute, but I finally found what I love. All thanks to her.
You're always there for them, and we're always here for you. Food Lion, here for every moment.
I'm the captain of the Pee Wee football team. We may be small, but we are
Mighty!
annoying. And you are so tired from playing defense against us that your focus is about to ride the bench. Go, go, go. Thanks, Mom.
Bye.
Come on, come on. And if you have cut rate car insurance, then not even a Hail Mary will save you from paying for this. So get Allstate and be better protected from mayhem, like me. Awesome.
Welcome into Nothing But Net, and take a look at that. 3 ACC teams last year made it to the Final Four, 2 on the men's side, 1 on the women. We had all 3 teams on ACC Network today. We were live in all 3 locations. Booth sees it right now. He says we are everywhere. Nothing But Net. We've got your whole day wrapped up after this. What's going on? Welcome out to Chapel Hill. We are coming live, standing next to 3 national champs, Luke Hancock, Carlos Boozer, and Joel Berry. I'm Kelsey Riggs. Great to be with you. And what a day it has been, because college basketball is back. Saw Louisville earlier take care of business, Duke take care of business, and we were here tonight as well as the Tar Heels got it done. Joel, big picture, what were your big takeaway from tonight in Chapel Hill?
I know it wasn't pretty, but they got a win. And they were able to bring some more pieces on the court, off the bench, Seth Trimble, Styles, DeMarco Dunn, and be able to see what those guys can do and give them a little confidence going into this season. They work their tails off in the offseason, and they get a chance to be able to beat those pieces off the bench a little shaky in the beginning. They got it going a little bit, but obviously there's some things they need to work on, but it's just the first game.
69-56 win for the Tar Heels, and like Joel said, it took them a little while to get going. Luke, earlier, UNC Wilmington, they came up with a good plan and they were really hustling.
Booz and I kept talking about it throughout the game. We really did like the game plan from UNCW. They did a really good job with that kind of zone press that just slowed UNC down and kept them out of transition. They also did a great job of controlling the paint. I haven't seen a UNC team with that kind of size advantage lose the rebound war the way they did tonight. And again, UNCW, a great game plan. They fought hard, but you would expect that size and athleticism for UNC to take over and start to dominate the paint. It took a long time.
Yeah, I thought their defense was terrific. It was championship level defense. They held Wilmington under 30% shooting from the floor, which is incredible.
How many shot clock violations?
So many shot clock violations that we watched during this game. So their offense is going to come. This is a championship caliber team. Their big three offensively, R.J. Davis, Caleb Love, and Armando Bacot all shot up over 50%, held it down in the second half enough to win this game. But their defense is on point.
You guys have all played on teams where there were a lot of high expectations coming into the season. And as we were talking about what we saw today, Joel, you said sometimes there's some first game jitters that you just have to get over and work through. But you probably get a halftime speech, you settle down, and then you learn from some of those mistakes.
Yeah, it's because you're excited. I mean, you're supposed to be excited about the season. And one of the guys that we could kind of see those jitters a little bit and really trying to find his role is Pete Nance. We know Brady Manning was a guy that really spaced the floor for Carolina last year, and now they're losing that. And now Pete Nance, it was a lot of questions of what can he do. We saw that tonight. I think he's still trying to find his role and what he wants to do. But obviously, it's the first game. Those jitters will be there. They went into the went into halftime, came back out. We saw some of the things that they can do. As you said, Luke, UNCW did a great job in scheming, knowing Bacot would get the ball. But those jitters will be there. They'll go, and this team will continue to get better and better.
Craziest thing of the game, Armando not getting a double-double.
He had 9. We were like, come on, one more.
Another day on the job for that guy to get a double-double. But if he doesn't play fantastic, if he doesn't play great, and UNC doesn't shoot it well, they still find a way to win this game. They're going to take a ton away from this, especially on the defensive end. So there are a lot of good things, but a lot of things they need to clean up.
They did get out-rebounded 37-32, so certainly something that Coach Davis will talk about is what they're able to do in the paint. And just being aggressive, Booz, moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, the one thing about it is that I'm a fan of is learning while you win. They found a way to win tonight. They got the win. They go back tomorrow. They can watch film, see what they got to improve on, get in the lab, go to work, and get better for the next game. This team is going to continue to get better and better and better.
Let's take a look at how it all went down. As I mentioned, North Carolina, the #1 team in the preseason polls for a record 10th time. And the Tar Heels taking on UNC Wilmington tonight, trying to get the job done. Early first half, North Carolina trailing, but Caleb Love said, okay, I came to play today. Hits the step-back 3, Joel. Whew.
And, I mean, this is what he can do. He came into this year being that big-time shooter, being that big guy who can hit those type of threes. We saw that tonight. He did a great job.
Booz, you talked a lot about the footwork of Armando Bacot.
Yeah, I love it right there. You see him do the spin move, get to the left, and get a nice basket right there.
North Carolina takes a 29-19 lead, and then early in the second half, Tar Heels on top, and more from Caleb Love doing the work on the inside. Luke?
When he is in attack mode, he's one of the best guards in the country. I thought his shot selection was okay today. He still made some big ones, and he helped them get a little rally to push that lead out.
One of the things we were excited about, seeing some of the new pieces. Seth Trimble gets the layup and one, and then less than a minute later, R.J. Davis drives inside. North Carolina takes care of business 69-56, and just saw R.J. Davis on that last highlight. He is here with us now. A 17-point game from him. R.J., congratulations. Thank you. Just big picture, coming out #1 in the country and getting this first win. What's it feel like?
I mean, it feels amazing. You know, we have the best crowd in America. Shout out to UNC fans. You know, they brought in the energy. You know, we had a lot of, I think it was like about 4,000 students. So just to be on this home floor again feels like home. I'm ready to get after the season.
You had a good first half, but the score was close. What was the halftime message to kind of get you guys over the hump?
Just have smiles across our face, have fun with it. It's the first game of the year. Just kind of fixed up the little mistakes that we had in the first half and kind of laid over the second half. But I think we'll be more than okay once we fix out the little mistakes and the little details, and it'll be good.
RJ, great game tonight. What's the message from Coach Davis for you guys moving forward?
Just to, not get too complacent. It's one game, it's a long season. They're not all going to be pretty. They're going to be a bad game. So, just realize that and not get too down on yourself and be proud of what we did today.
Yeah.
RJ, great job tonight, great performance. Y'all came out slow, but y'all were able to get the job done. How were y'all able to turn it around tonight, and how can y'all learn from this game moving forward? Even though it's just the first game, but how can you move forward knowing that we can win games that aren't as pretty?
I think just pulling ourselves together, team and coaching staff-wise, they were pretty on it. Just remind ourselves that, it's going to be a 40-minute game. We just got to complete that whole 40 minutes. Moving forward, we can learn a lot from this. Just a mixed box out, turnovers, silly turnovers. They were all carelessness, but I feel like we could it's an easy mix-up, easy to make, and moving forward would be good.
You had 17. Caleb had 17. We talk a lot about the backcourt and the talent that you guys have. What's it like playing with him? How much fun do you have?
A lot of fun. Just for us being a dynamic backcourt, we can score at will, find open teammates. This has been a pleasure. Me and him being in the backcourt the past 3 years. And only looking forward to it.
4 starters back. You had the 3-headed monster handle business tonight. But how do you get the other guys more involved, especially on the scoring end? Pete Nance didn't quite create the same space that Brady Manick did. A lot of guys came off the bench and still contributed. How do you get those guys more involved?
I think it's good. The depth that we have this year, guys like Seth Trimble, DeMarco Dunn, Dontre Styles, for them to come in and play some big minutes and help us contribute when we need the rest, that's great. I think the main thing for them is just us to instill confidence in them and, let them go out there and play the game, and they'll be more than fine.
It's always a long off season, I know, as you're waiting to get back out and play again, but got to be especially long after last year. I know you guys were itching to get back out here and see this court again. How do you kind of take last year and let it continue? You don't want to sit in it, but I'm sure let it continue to propel you forward.
Definitely as a motivation. I kind of try to put last year as last year. It's a whole new year. I remember, actually today I ran out here. A shoot around, just like running out with a smile across my face, enjoy jumping around, just because that's how excited I was to play against the best fans and be back on this floor and finish. We have unfinished business to get to, so it's been it's a pleasure, and I love playing here.
We asked you about what Coach Davis said at the halftime, and we asked you about what it was like for you guys. But what was he like before the game? Was he pretty juiced up too?
He was. I would say he was probably chill.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely chill. He wasn't chill. Yeah, he was chill. He was chill. He was just definitely just motivated, emotional, just for, that kind of put that like that little video we put out today, and that kind of got us a little bit motivated and emotional, but I was definitely say he was definitely calm today.
Well, RJ, a great start for you guys. We appreciate the time. Congratulations on win number 1, and we're looking forward to seeing what you guys do the rest of the season.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, when we come back, we will show you what happened around the ACC. We started our day in Durham as the Blue Devils take care of business. John Shire's first game as the head coach there. We'll talk Duke after this, as Nothing But Net is live from Chapel Hill for the next hour.
A job well done deserves the perfect thank you. So you planned that thank you thinking of every detail with the promotional product experts at 4imprint. They had the items you were looking for, printed your logo perfectly, and guaranteed your order would arrive on time. And now, did you get it right? You most certainly did. When the moment needs to be just right, go to 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Guys, got hair loss? I know what you're thinking. Should I shave my head? Comb it over? Wear a hat? Just stop. This isn't 1970. Keep your hair and your confidence, because Bosley, America's #1 hair restoration experts, can give you your real hair back permanently. This is the latest technology. For an absolutely free information kit and a free gift card for $250 off, scan this QR code. Don't wait. Scan the code now and get the permanent solution protected by the Bosley Guarantee.
With ButcherBox, you get 100% grass-fed beef, organic free-range chicken, humanely raised pork, wild-caught seafood, and so much more. Sign up today at butcherbox.com for a special offer.
Why is everyone talking about Navage and nasal irrigation?
I am one who suffers from chronic sinus infection.
You need to clean that crap out of your nose.
Navage is simple. Your nose is the body's air filter, but it's not perfect. Navage is a drug-free way to help flush out allergens, mucus, and germs using powered suction. Join nearly 3 million Navage users so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier.
I love this thing.
It's nice to breathe.
Navage. Clean nose, healthy life.
ShipStation saves us so much time. It makes it really easy and seamless. Pick an order, print everything you need, slap the label onto the box, and it's ready to go.
Our cost for shipping, we're cut in half, just like that.
Go to ShipStation.com/TV and get 2 months free.
Welcome back into Nothing But Net. We are coming to you live from Chapel Hill as we wrap up the day. But right now, time to talk about those Duke Blue Devils, number 7 in the country, and first-year head coach Jon Scheyer taking over for Coach K. Of course, long career there at Duke, coaching behind Coach K, and then also won that national title back in 2010. Scheyer sat down with Jay Billis ahead of his first season.
He's one of the smartest coaches in the country.
Go to finish on him. Go to finish. Let's go.
Nobody knows that as well as I know it.
Coach K, he's always given some pretty sage advice about, just be you. How would you describe yourself as a coach?
The first thing that I would hope anybody would say about me is I show up every day. Bring your best every day. It's who I am. It's what I'm about. It's what I talk to our players about. Today's about us completely. Let's take the next step with what we're doing.
4-man V cut. Let's go. Get us organized. Let's go.
And giving them our best every single day. And for me, that's something I'll never lose sight of. It's been an honor to be the coach and to take this next step.
A lot of coaches will say to their players, you have to shut out the outside noise. Is that something you have to tell yourself, that you have to shut out some of the outside stuff?
I told myself in the beginning when I found out I was getting this job, one, I would always be authentic to who I am as a coach. There's gonna be one voice. It wasn't gonna be an outside expectation that somebody had that would determine if I was successful or not.
So I'm not gonna run to the baseline. I'm gonna work here, and I'm catching, and I'm seeing. I may not have to take a dribble. If I need an angle, now I'm gonna dribble and hit somebody.
You're in a league, the ACC, that I would describe as a very old league, and your team is young. How does that shake out for you?
When you have young players, you're trying to develop habits every single day. And so the way I look at our group is we have as much room to grow as any team in the country. So we do have talent. We do have a group of guys that can really make each other better. We're learning how to play with each other.
Roach lays it in. A strong night continues for Jeremy Roach.
You have one specifically returning in Jeremy Roach that has high-level experience. How important is Roach in building the team you want to build it and having the season you want to have?
Jeremy is incredibly important to what we're doing. The run he had at the end of last season, my challenge for him is to do that for the whole year. Being battle tested, he's not afraid of any moment. I think he showed that last year in the tournament. We're definitely leaning on him to be that leader for us, and I know he's ready for it.
So the Duke Blue Devils in action tonight, starting their season. As mentioned, Coach Scheyer walking out for the first time as the head coach. The Cameron Crazies were crazy tonight for sure as they hosted Jacksonville. And Booth, that's the way you want to start things.
Bang, bang, throw it up, first play of the game. Great finish, Mark Mitchell.
Mark Mitchell getting it done. Game was tied early, but Duke starts putting some pressure on him. Then from the outside, Luke.
Jeremy Roach, the head of the Snake. I just loved how competitive he is in every single play.
2:30 left. Duke up 8, going to the inside this time. The big man, Mitchell, makes him move down low. 15 seconds left in the half. Duke up double digits, and Mitchell to Roach again, Joel.
Yeah, you want to get the last second shot, but if he's knocking down the 3 like that, you'll take it.
Midway through the second half, Duke up 19 now. Grandison finds Mitchell. He knocks down the 3. Duke wins it 71-44, the final in that game. You see Jeremy Roach finish the day with 16 points and 6 rebounds. And you take a look at what some of the new players did versus some of the returning players. new players scored 47 points, the returners 24, and I just mentioned Jeremy Roach had 16 of those 24
They got 11
points.
new players on that team.
They do. Here's their head coach after the win.
John Shire, the first of many wins over on that Duke sideline as head coach. Thanks for joining us. Congratulations. What impressed you most about your group tonight?
Well, for me, it was our defense. You know, that's we've been emphasizing that all preseason. I thought Jeremy did a great job setting the tone for us with how we were going to play. And, you know, they're a good team. Nolan's a really good guard. And, you know, to hold them, 44 points, really happy about our defense. And I thought that really set the tone for the rest of our game.
Coach, Jeremy Roach, to me, looked like one of the better guards in college basketball, not just the ACC. Can you talk a little bit about his approach leading into this season and what you saw from him tonight?
Yeah, Jeremy, you know, look, nobody's done what he did in the tournament at the end of the year. And, you know, really the challenge for him is just do that for a whole year. And he's ready. Look, there's not a guard I'm taking over Jeremy Roach in the country. I'll say it now. You'll hear me say it many times throughout the year. I thought not only with his scoring, but his playmaking, his maturity, his poise. Could have done without the fourth foul that he picked up, but I'll talk to him about that another time. But he played a great floor game overall tonight.
Well, there's always something to work on tomorrow in practice, Coach. We appreciate the time. Congratulations on getting win number 1, and we know there's a lot more to come.
Thank you all so much.
Great stuff there from Coach Shire and the Blue Devils, and we will get back to them in a little while, but we are live at Chapel Hill, and we've got Armando Baycott joining us now. So, Armando, we appreciate the time. 16-9, we were standing over there in the corner like, can he get one more?
One more.
One more? He's got a lot of time to get one more. Armando, what did you think about the way you guys played tonight?
Well, honestly, I think none of the starting five,